Okay, Susan, I don't know why you tripping right now and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna put in this work no matter what, and he gonna get cut up. That's what he is. He's food. I don't understand why you didn't. When you stepped into this relationship, you knew what this was. I don't even know why you playing. I don't even know why you playing. Okay, you can't save him. He is food. It is what it is. God, dog. Damn. God damn. Like I said, I understand the power move and everything. I respect the hustle. I get it. But God, dog, woman. Okay. All right, chat. Yeah, Susan out here making moves. Susan's out here making moves. I respect the grind, though. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You know, she has to do what she can to protect the weak. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I can't even hate on it. It was a bit unexpected because I haven't even gone in. I'm at him serious yet. But you know, I respect it. I respect it. Gotta do what she gotta do. What she gotta do. She gotta do what she gotta do. So you know, it is what it is. I'm saying the game don't stop though. It just means she just slowed it down temporarily. Just slowed it down. That's all. Nothing stopped just yet. She just slowed it down. Oh boy. That should do it. Okay, so we should be right back where we was. All right, chat. Like I said, sorry about that. Let's give it like another. Let's give it 60 more seconds to get back into place, and then we can keep it pushing. But yeah, like I said, the game don't stop. Game don't stop. I don't know why Susan want to come at me like that. She know how I do. You know what I'm saying? She know how I lay the work down. She know. I'm not even sure why she got upset. Now let's skip it. Let me skip this ahead a little bit. Oh, let's just Kevin gets out the whip. Okay. I guess we can start about right here, give or take. Like I said, sorry about that, chat. Sorry about that. You know what I'm saying I should have given Susan a decent talking to, maybe even a box of wine or something before I came back on. You know, we got it worked out at least temporarily. So we'll see how it all works out. Oh boy. Let's see here. I think everything else is back to where it needs to be. Fine. Fine. Okay. Now, if this all falls in place like it's supposed to, we should be good to go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. All right, we back. All right, chat. Let me actually do this real fast. Okay, cool. All right, we're in business. All right, chat. Let's go ahead and pick up where we left off. Like I said, my apologies. You know what I'm saying? I'll take the hit for that. But we right back at it. Here we go.
Car there. Oh, look at me getting out of my car. The rim is spinning or whatever. We get some music in the background. Let me try to get out of here and talk like I have some kind of style. But it's weird the way he's talking. You could tell he's like nervous, right? You could tell the way he speaks. He's like very nervous talking like this on camera. So this music, I don't even know. This music might fuck the video. We might not be able to watch it because he's got this music playing that might block this video on YouTube because I don't even know what the music is. You know, some shitty fucking music. So, all right.
You know, I be online
Give me a second, prop. Let me. I'll go ahead and check that real fast.
all the time, on Twitter all the time, and all of that. I see a lot of dudes claiming to do a lot of stuff they never did. You heard me? Nah, I'm gonna give one example.
Wait a minute. Who's filming? Why'd they film his temporary license plate? What? Why'd they do that? What? That's so bizarre. Even like focused on it. Right? It's like, why would you show the license plate? That was weird.
I ain't saying no names because I don't really want to step on nobody's toes or nothing like that. But this dude on his website say he got credits for Trey Songz, Young Jeezy, Lil Boosie. Who else? Pretty much industry people. Say he got credits for ESPN.
Why does he keep focusing on the dude? He went to the license plate again. It's so bizarre. If he's just focus on him. Why are you focusing on the license plate? The I don't know the camera.
Big ups the prop. Let's see here. Boy, DSP is at what, $5 so far? No, wait a second. No, it's the same stream. Let's see here. Oh, what is this? Okay, here. I'm gonna let you guys finish playing this right it up. Sorry. I'll have you guys play this and let me hear what this is.
Work is terrible. Whoever filmed this for him did a horrible job. Anyway.
All kind of stuff like that. So I say to myself, wow, this guy must be doing something. Even though I never heard of him. Say he did a song.
Stop doing that.
103.
That's obnoxious.
So I look up the credits for Thug Motivation 103. I got the album. Look up the credits for it. The name ain't nowhere. Go back to the website. It say Thug Motivation 103 to be announced. Fake credit, never happened. Say he did a song for Boosie. Okay.
Wait, so what is the purpose of this video? Exposing the music industry part 1. So because someone posted on Twitter claiming that they were part of producing certain songs, there should be music credit. They got music credits, and you looked it up and they didn't actually have it. You're exposing the music industry by making this video? You are? Or are you just exposing some asshole on Twitter who just talks out of their butt like everyone on Twitter? Right? Like, what is the purpose of this video exactly?
I'm from Louisiana. I should know this. Look up the credits. Turn out he did a song for a guy featuring Lil Boosie, which some people might count, but in my opinion, that doesn't count. Look up the Trey Songz. Say he did a song for Young Jeezy featuring Trey Songz. Look that up. The song don't exist.
What?
Came out.
Yeah, here's shit. It wins. The disaster video.
Now, keep in mind, if you've ever heard or seen any of DSP's old vlog videos, whether he was with John and Howard, or ones with Panda or whatever, they were terrible. Most of them were pretty fucking bad. So, and given how old the video is, you would think DSP would be able to come to some realization or rationalize this in a better way, but he can't, because it's Tevin, sworn enemy and shit. So, I guess he thinks this is a win? I don't understand. Whatever.
No, I can't. What? What did you say? Sorry. Even Mother Nature wants to fucking make it this inaudible. This nonsense. It's blowing right to the mic. Oh my god. If anything, I mean, you can understand why this was not very popular. But it's funny because I was curious. I looked at like the video comments. There's like no comments from 11 years ago. Basically, no one ever watched this video. But then when he started like doing detractor shit, like restreaming me, and he got popular, there's comments like 5 years ago, or like, oh look, this is Tevin, you know, back in the.
See, I told you. Like, if you go back to Tevin's videos, though, he had a bunch of comments on those, but he didn't want to do that. He didn't want to do that. But then, wait a second. Didn't he just say, oh, but if you go back and look at Tevin's streams when he was restreaming me, so you were on Tevin's page, or pages, I should say, just going through his catalog, huh? Going down memory lane, right? Is that what you were doing, Phil? I thought you were above all this, Phil. Make it make sense.
So basically, no one watched his old shit ever until he started being a detractor of mine. And then people went back and watched all his old videos, non-watched videos from 100 years ago, right? I'm curious, like it says 5.6K views, but likely probably most of those views came after he was known for making fun of me, right? But I'm going to be fair.
What's there to be fair about? If you want to just go off of your logic, that's fine. I'll go ahead and I'll bite on that. Okay, so some of Tevin's back catalog may have been viewed by people who were attracted to or who started watching his detractor content. That's a good thing. That gives people a better idea and a better understanding of who Tevin is as a person and how he came from where he started to where he's at now, and vice versa. So that's a benefit to him. That's a benefit to him, Phil. Unlike you, people watch your shitty videos, maybe one or two if they can even stomach it, and then they're just gone. Your back catalog is so extensive because it's not really a catalog; it's a landfill. that no pun intended, landfill. Anyway, it's such a fucking toxic waste dump that there's no point and or reason to go back unless you're really looking for something. And even then, you don't have to do that because there's probably a detractor somewhere that has a shit catalog. There's literally no reason to watch anything that DSP did last week, the week before that, the year before that, the year before that. I mean, you could skip a decade of DSP's garbage and theoretically not miss much, especially given that DSP is still actively deleting shit. He is still actively deleting shit off of his channels. I don't know what he's scared of, but then again, I'm looking at Twitter currently, right? And people are coming up with his old tweets. So I don't know. I'm not sure. Still talking about these young girls are making him horny. I don't know what the context of young is, but they're younger than 18. I'm not saying anything about anything, chat. I'm just going off what I read. I'm just saying. Something to think about.
This video is likely 11, 12 years old. So this is what, like from like 2012-ish? Probably before he had ever had any experience public speaking. Like he probably hadn't spoken in front of a camera a lot or anything like that. I would assume if this guy is a streamer and everything, right? Like he gained his confidence and got...
He literally wants to say that he made Tevin. He literally wants to, you can tell he wants to say so badly, I made Tevin. I'm the reason why he's the popular streamer and content creator he is today. Look at him when he pulled up in his whip and he sounded like he was stuttering because we don't understand what an accent is. We don't understand what cadence is in our voice or nothing. That doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? He's just too nervous. That's what it is, right, Phil? He's too nervous. You want to sit there and take everything Tevin did, right? And just push that shit to the side and say, I made Tevin. If it wasn't for me, Tevin really wouldn't be anything. Right, Phil? Is that what you're trying to say? You know he wants to say it. He's not brave enough to do it. But you clearly know that's what he wants to say.
This guy is a streamer and everything, right? Like, he gained his confidence and got much better. This is just not a good video. First of all, he's rambling about some random guy on Twitter. I don't know what the fuck that has to do with anything. The audio quality is terrible. The guy filming is awful, right? Let's just...
And then, here's the crazy part. He's so focused on getting at Tevin's neck that he's trying to shit on Tevin for the very thing DSP did for years. Bill used a camcorder, recorded his screen with terrible audio, terrible visuals, and he bitched and complained at people who said, you need to go to direct capture. You need to give us better quality. You would have more views and more subs if you would do these changes. But he wants to turn around and shit on Tevin for doing, well, not even the same thing. Like, he's doing a vlog, basically. You want to shit on Tevin for doing a vlog in a way that people did vlogs back in those days. He's literally shitting on himself just so he can get Tevin. That's how bad he wants him. He wants Tevin so bad that he's willing to shit on his own method of doing shit just to get one guy. Just to get one guy. That's crazy. That's like running into a Snortbucks coffee and whatnot, into a Snortbucks coffee shop to get proper. That's like you sending 20 Derricks into one Snortbucks to get one guy. And because they're all dense, none of the fuses were primed, and they just all look like idiots on the floor, looking like dead fish squirming around, waiting for the many used up porn stars and whatever they perceive heaven to be. Jesus Christ, Phil.
For the hell of it, let's fast forward a little bit further. Let's go into this. Let's see what this is.
Oh, I did this song for Jay-Z. I did this song for Young Jeezy. I did this song for Lil Boosie. Then you try to find it yourself, you won't find it. But then they'll email you the song. And a lot of people fall for stuff like this. What it really is, they just got one of their beats and got a verse that a lot of people didn't hear, or got something that they found online that's from an album that never came out. They paste it over their beat, slow the beat down, speed it up or whatever. And then these dudes think they're doing something, they're thinking they're rapping over a beat from a producer that's known, when it's just some nobody that's overcharged. But
I have no idea what the hell he's talking about, or what's pertinent to anything on Earth. Right? I don't think I've ever heard a more insignificant video in my life. What is he talking about? He'd be talking about the price of ketchup, and it would actually be more pertinent to what he's talking about right now. Does anyone give a shit about this? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I can't watch anymore. I'm bored to tears. I don't know what the fuck the purpose of the video is. But again, you know, this is way early stuff of his. You know, 2012, I've been on YouTube for 4 years. 2011, 2012 was the height of my popularity. You know?
So you're admitting that you haven't been shit relevant, popular, pertinent, or anything in 12 years, and yet you still stick around? And you have the nerve to say that's why you're successful. You heard it out of his own snout. Let me bring that back for you. He said that shit himself. Holy shit. Oh. To get one man, he's literally willing to bomb and or suicide bomb. Actually, he's willing to suicide bomb himself to get one guy. I'm sure Tevin considers this shit as flattering. I'm pretty sure that's what the case is. That's wild. DSP has this much pent up against this dude after all these years. Holy shit.
This is way early stuff of his. You know, 2012, I've been on YouTube for 4 years. 2011, 2012 was the height of my popularity. You know? Anyway, so this is completely pointless, worthless, and I don't know why we're watching it. If anything, you could have picked a much better video of this person to watch, I feel, right? My first exposure to the guy, I've literally never seen him once ever. And then my first exposure to the guy seems rambling from 12 years ago about something that makes no sense and it sounds and looks terrible. There you go. All right.
Ooh, that's funky.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Now, here's where we start going over receipts. Big ups to Raw, DSP Raw. Holy shit. Okay. So, first things first. I'm going to take you to Almighty_Tevin. This is Tevin's second channel. We're going to go there first. And let's see here. When was this video done? Oh no. I didn't put the date. If I'm correct though, and keep in mind on that. This video's from like 2015. Matter of fact, here, let me actually do just a tad bit of due diligence, and I can actually verify that for you. Give me just a second. I'm pretty confident this is from like 2015. All right, here we go. Yeah, you bet your ass. This is April 1st of 2015. Which is the pre-stream, which, let me tell you guys a story. All right, so this was published on April 1st of 2015. DSP had done a pre-stream either on the 1st or he did it the next day, right? Directly responding to what Tevin had said, because I've seen the video before. And Tevin did a response video to that. Now, this is where the problem comes into play. DSP, as you know, that pre-stream is gone. That's in the piggy void that got caught up in the dragnet of 2015 shenanigans. Womp womp. I'm sure I may have it on a hard drive somewhere, but as of now, ladies and gentlemen, that thing is lost to us. And Tevin's response is privated. Now, I'm sure I have that on a hard drive somewhere, but I couldn't tell you where. So that's what our situation is. But we'll go over Tevin's initial response, and then to prove that DSP actually did do a pre-stream and Tevin kind of responded to it, I'll show you receipts. I'll show you something that I had to look on my own channel just to find it. So we'll start off with this first. Let's see here. All right, here we go.
Shut up and sit down.
Okay. Get ready to ship bricks. Okay then, as you can see, I basically equally tried to level everything except for Blood Tinge because I'm really not that good with the gun, and that's really the primary stat that it affects, but everything else has been insanely increased. I'm way overpowered, as people will say, but the thing is, with the insight going up, I get the feeling it's going to be a lot tougher because I leveled, and the bosses are probably still going to kill me, and the achievements to death are still going to kill me, so.
What's up, you guys? Pt2 here, and I woke.
So wait. So. Oh shit! Is that my old intro? Oh, I haven't heard that in forever. Oh, that brings back good memories. All right, sorry about that, chat. So I over leveled, right? But it doesn't matter because I'm still gonna get beasted by the fucking bosses and shit, right? I still sunk in a bunch of time that I'm not gonna actually get paid for. I'm not gonna have any appreciation for doing so, and I don't see any real benefits. So you guys shouldn't bitch at me about it. That's literally what the dude said. What's the title of this Tevin's video, by the way? Oh, you guys have that. The Wrong Way to Experience Bloodborne, a DSP rant. Like I said, this is from April 1st of 2015. 2015! Damn. All right, here we go.
Shut up and sit down.
Okay. Get ready to ship bricks. Okay then, as you can see, I basically equally tried to level everything except for Blood Tinge because I'm really not that good with the gun, and that's really the primary stat that it affects, but everything else has been insanely increased. I'm way overpowered, as people will say, but the thing is, with the insight going up, I get the feeling it's going to be a lot tougher because I leveled, and the bosses are probably still going to kill me, and the achievements to death are still going to kill me, so.
What's up, you guys? Pt2 here, and I woke up planning on playing Bloodborne today, but before I started, I decided to look up a few videos, and I came across our favorite Let's Player, Darksydephil, playing Bloodborne. And Darksydephil is on about, I think, the 3rd or the 4th boss. Maybe he's on his way to the 5th. I'm not completely up to date because there's some things you can miss and some things you won't miss. But the dude is level 97 in Bloodborne. And he just fought, I think she's called a blood-starved beast or something. I don't know why I consider that boss the she. But he more or less steamrolled the boss. He didn't learn any pattern. He didn't use his gun at all. He just kind of ran up to it, hitting it over and over and over and won. And people are more or less complaining in the comments. I use the word complaining even though I don't consider it complaining. But they have a problem with him being level 97 because he is going to more or less get through the game easier than he should, and it'll make watching someone play the game less entertaining if they're only level, well, if they're over leveled and level 97.
Okay. Now, another thing too, and any of you who are longtime Tevin like viewers, you'll understand what I say when I say it. What Tevin says here, right? 2015 is relevant to today. And it's one of the like more fascinating aspects of not only people who made content on DSP back in the day, but some of the insight that Tevin and others like him, Argent, Theo, as well as handful of others, had and aged incredibly well to the current day. It really is. And even though Tevin's not necessarily saying it, I'm not going to spoil, but even though Tevin's not necessarily saying it, DSP is more concerned about how he looks than how the product or the final product is actually perceived by people. And it hasn't really changed much. And it's one of the fundamental things that hurt him over a period of time, over a decade, obviously. So, keep that in mind as you're listening to this.
As opposed to being level 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, you know, gradually rising up, he just instantly level 97. It's almost like having your Pikachu at level 100 before you fight Brock. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Of course, DSP, most people know this dude at this point in time for videos other people made. That this is how you don't play videos, and I've even made, I think, 3 of those. I'm gonna be completely honest. It's not a such thing as a right way and a wrong way to play a video game. In most cases, some video games are more fun if you play them a certain type of way, but you can pretty much get through any game more or less playing any type of way. You can kill every enemy in Metal Gear Solid and still win. You can play one class and use one gun in Battlefield 3 of Battlefield 4 and still have fun. You cannot do any side quests in a game like Dying Light and still get through it. But the reason why I make these videos, I've only made 3. I don't really think I'm going to make any more. But
God bless Tevin for continuing to keep making videos, because just imagine what the detractor universe would have looked like if he had stopped right then, right here and then. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm laughing at it, I'm coming out of a happy place. You know what I'm saying? I'm digging deep when I when I'm laughing about that, because dude, like if Tevin didn't, just imagine if Tevin had stopped right here, right then and there, April 1st of 2015. Tevin's like, this is my last DSP video and I'm done. Just imagine how things could have been now. So when I laugh, I'm coming from a very jovial type position. You know what I'm saying? Like from a very jovial place. You know what I'm saying? I'm very, very happy that he didn't stop doing content, because goddamn, dude, things could have been wild. Yeah, exactly. We would have never have gotten Take a Sip, It's Tevin's Fault, and all the other memes that's in every detractor catalog that can be contributed back to him. Gotta tell you, man. Gotta tell you.
the reason why I make these videos, or made them, is this dude is a Let's Player. And he makes gaming videos to entertain other people. He's just not playing the game for himself, for his own entertainment. And that's where the problems come in. And that's where people come in saying, oh, he's playing the game the wrong way. He shouldn't be this level. He shouldn't be doing it this way. He should be doing it that way. He should do more side quests. He should play more classes. You know, all kind of different ways people would like him to play all kind of different games. Is it the right way and the wrong way to play a game? And I give that a simple and short answer. No, it's not. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. You can play any game any way you want to play it. It gets messy when you try to play a game for YouTube as your job.
As my business. As my business, chat. That's what it is. It's not just a job. It's not just a hobby. It's his business. That's why he has to pay state and business occupation tax. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there.
And you want people to watch those videos, and you claim you entertain people. I don't know why I'm doing air quotes.
No, I'm glad that you were doing that. On top of that, of him entertaining people, he makes meaningful content. See, back in the day, he used to say that, he makes entertaining content for people. Now it's meaningful after 12 years of failure. This shit is incredible. This is incredible. I should do an old stream going over old detractor shit. That'd be dope. But yeah, like, take it all in, chat. Take it all in.
But how entertaining is it really if a dude is playing a game the way no one wants to see him play it? And that's where that's where my reasoning for making this video comes in. This dude is level 97 in a fairly early part.
Oh shit, you know what, SR, you're right. I do remember when I do actually remember that. Well, I've seen older videos, I should say, when people were saying that the weekend preview was too long. You remember when some of you might remember this. You guys remember when people used to complain about how well, this is before it was the Bottom Bitch podcast, but when the pre-streams were too damn long, when they were like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and they were too long then they got to like 45 minutes to an hour because he wanted to find a way to play less but still be paid to still basically clock in and get paid for the same amount of time. That's why the pre-stream now, or the Bottom Bitch podcast, the daily therapy session, is starting to push like an hour and like 45 minutes. Like, are any of you guys noticing that? I'm sure someone's mentioned it. But the daily therapy session is progressively getting longer. Like he's almost, I wouldn't say that. Let me take that back. I think he's trying to get it to 2 hours. I think he believes his sweet spot is 2 hours. Yeah, we're close. We're getting real close to 2 hours, and I think that's what he wants. To be honest. Which is weird because he could just start the stream early, right? He could start the stream early, and then he could basically take a break. Then he could take his break early. And then he could start the second stream earlier than usual. And then he could be off the quote unquote, he could be off the clock by 8 o'clock, if you think about it. Like, there's no reason to be for him streaming, till whatever the fuck time he usually streams and shit. So I don't know if that's what his overall plan is, but he's definitely trying to push it to like 2 hours. But yeah, we're at like an hour and 45 minutes, and it's progressively just getting longer. You know what I'm saying? I understand that he had that struggle session yesterday to try to get people to tip him towards the end and whatnot, so he stretched out the pre-stream. But I think that's the goal no matter what. Just something to think about. Something to think about.
Bloodborne. I'm close to the same area as him. He's like a few areas ahead of me, but I'm about level 38, 39, and I beat the same enemies and the same bosses as him. And I got my ass kicked. I will admit I got my ass kicked. It took me 6 hours on stream to beat one boss, but I had fun with it. And not a shameless plug, but I think if people would have watched, I can't even talk today. I think if people would have watched my video of me fighting the blood-starved beast, it would be slightly more entertaining than Phil's one, because it's more than just me running into the enemy and hitting it over and over and over until it dies and barely taking any damage. People are saying things in the comments, and I would post my thoughts in the comment, but let's be completely honest, YouTube comments is not a good place to post your opinion nowadays, because people don't really like seeing others' opinion unless they agree with it. But he's, like I said, he's low.
But I also have to say this, Mitch. I'm probably gonna end up being in this till the end though, until DSP's day clocking out and whatnot. Whether he gives up the internet willingly, whether he has a stroke on stream or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And whatnot. To be honest, until the final page closes. That's just me though. Whether I'm making content or not at that point is incidental. But I'll definitely be watching until the very end. You're damn sure gonna get you'll definitely get a Persona 5 video from me before I finally clock out, before I finally retire my jersey. That's for damn sure. That's for damn sure. Till the very fucking end.
Level 97. And if he was playing a game at home for his own enjoyment and he wasn't doing this to entertain other people, it would be perfectly fine. But that's not the case. He's playing this for YouTube. And people are in the comments, I won't say in droves because there's not that many people watch his videos, but people in comments are in the comments saying the playthrough is boring now, they don't really care about it anymore, they're not interested anymore because he's so high level. And some people are going against those people saying, oh, you shouldn't tell someone how to play a game. He can play it however he wants to. Sure, he can play it however he wants to. But the thing is, like I said, he's trying to entertain people. He's not trying to just entertain himself. If you want to play a game and you want to entertain other people, you have to do some things that you may or may not want to do to entertain those people. If it's more entertaining for other people to watch you play a game at level 30 or level 40 or level 50, you shouldn't level up to level 97 and act like everything is okay about it. I purposely made a second character so I can grind the fuck out of that character and play however I want with that character. But my original character is going to be stuff I'm doing for YouTube. For the simple fact I know it's boring as fuck, even though I'm not getting a bunch of views, obviously, but I know it's boring as fuck to watch somebody else play a game and just steamroll through the game because they overpowered. I mean, maybe 15, 20 hours from now, he won't be overpowered in the game. But as of now, he is overpowered. And a lot of people are going to leave. And obviously, what this dude is going to do is the same thing he usually does. 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, he's going to say, oh, well, when I first started Bloodborne, the views were great, you guys. And the views kind of dropped off. So I started doing something else. Just some bullshit like that. He's done this plenty of times before. He complains about people not watching the shit, and he says it's because people, got bored with it or moved on to something else. Well, let's be completely fair. A lot of it is his fault.
Now, chat, there's another reason why I chose this video. Because I could have easily have just, put the link out there, this, that, and the third, and called it a day. Which the link to everything I'll use will be in the description of this after the fact. If you think about DSP dropping games now, and in the last, pretty much ever, some of the same excuses DSP made back then, he still makes now. He may have re-snorted it, he may have reworded it a different type of way. But it's still the same empty snorts and still trying to distance himself from responsibility. Remember, Phil, this is your business and no one tells you what to do. So when a game fails and or flops or whatever the case may be, that's not the game's fault, that's your fault. Because like Tevin said, you're supposed to make it entertaining. You being overpowered doesn't make anything entertaining. But DSP's so worried about his ego, especially back then. Now he just doesn't have the energy for it, barely. He was so worried about his ego that he didn't care if he bombed a playthrough. As long as it didn't make him look stupid, and there was no more material for this is how you don't play. Just imagine you being that fucked up mentally that you go out of your way to grind games just so you could avoid a series, a parody series on YouTube. Imagine that. Instead of using it for the publicity that you could have made it into. DSP can spin everything, but he can't spin that.
He's done this plenty of times before. He complains about people not watching the shit, and he says it's because people, got bored with it or moved on to something else. Well, let's be completely fair. A lot of it is his fault. And him being level 97 isn't going to help his playthrough at all because people are not going to be entertained by a dude level 97 flying through every enemy and flying through every boss and trying to rationalize why he's level 97 and come up with all kind of reasons saying, oh, well, the bosses are going to be stronger because I'm stronger, which is not the case at all. I remember a comment I saw on one of his dude videos a couple of years ago, and someone said he plays games boring. He always picks the assault rifle in the shooting game. He always picks the same characters in fighting games. He always does the same type of generic thing in every game he plays.
Now remember, chat, this is 2015 we're talking here, or is what you're seeing. 2015! But the way DSP spends the shit, the criticism and everything it was 2017. Everything that I get accused of doing wrong, or all the terrible things I said, that was back in 2017. No one ever really believed it before that. You know what I'm saying? None of that ever existed. Everybody wants to send these clips and these packages over to all these to all these different businesses and are preventing me from getting sponsorships and endorsements and all this shit over criticism that's not even valid. That's what DSP tells you. That's what his narrative is. But even we're in 2015 with Tevin. Tevin says, back at that time, years before this, people had the same type of criticisms that DSP does every single day. He's still displaying the same type of habits. And why is that, chat? Because the way DSP does anything is the way he does everything. There is no change. Yeah, he might put a fresh coat of paint on it. Maybe he has some stickers, or he has some tape he can put on it, or whatever case to try to prop it up. But it's still the same low effort garbage that it always was. Pure and simple. Let's continue.
And when you're making videos, playing video games, and you want to entertain other people, you can't just play it the way you want to play it, to be completely honest. I mean, in a ways you can.
Oh, and another thing too. This is like low key type shit. This is the theory I have. The reason why DSP goes at Tevin's neck the way he did, not so much now, but the way he used to, is because Tevin had him figured out. And it bothered him. In the exact same way that like someone like Frenchie or FFG pisses off Foodie Beauty. Like, it's a person that you can't lie to. They know your bullshit inside out, and you can't do anything about it. And I also speculate that that's the reason why Freddy Boy either wanted Tevin under thumb, or he needed to have him off the internet. I honestly think that's the reason why. Because if Tevin could figure DSP out, it wouldn't take him long to figure out the rest of them, which theoretically Tevin did. Like, if you go back and watch Tevin's autistic Illuminati shit, he basically lays it all out. And he damn near gives you a timeline on when he saw the fuck shit and where it was going to go. You know what I'm saying? Something like that is scary to people, especially if you want some type of silly ass bullshit. That's just a personal theory of mine, but I mean, as time goes on, it's aged pretty well. All right, here we go.
But it's certain things you have to do and certain things you have to not do. One thing you don't do is level your character up to level 97 when they only need to be about level 40. One thing you don't do is play the same class over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And then get mad because a bunch of views left your stream or a bunch of views left your YouTube videos because the people watching it was bored. They got bored because you did the same thing over and over and over and over and over. Or they got bored because you grinded your characters too high and it wasn't interesting to watch you play. And I think he needs to figure out that he shouldn't play games like that. To keep it short and simple, if you want to entertain people, like I said, you have to do certain things and you have to avoid doing certain things to entertain those people. And maybe he'll learn it one day. I'm sure after 6 years of doing this, and he hasn't figured it out yet, he won't ever figure it out. But maybe someone else that wants to do Let's Plays one day will see this video and realize and kind of figure out that's the situation. Maybe. I don't know.
I respect Tevin's I respected how open-minded he was back in those days. That, you know what, because if you really think about it, Tevin's like, you know what, one day he may figure it out. If not, at least someone else might come across his video and they'll do better. But, you know, I respect I respect how, I wouldn't say faith. I wouldn't say how the faith that he has in him. I give Tevin credit that he was willing to give DSP a little bit of credit and that he may learn from his mistakes. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I think that's what that is. We'll see. There's still so much to go over.
Another thing is, if you're going to have your character level 97, don't post the boring shit to YouTube. Don't post just walking through every little area, one hidden and two hidden enemies, and you do that for 20 minutes straight and that's a YouTube video. Cut all of that shit out because it's gonna be boring, so you might as well just only put certain stuff in the playthrough. But that would take editing and that would take effort, and that's a whole different argument, and I'm not gonna talk about any of that. But I think that's pretty much all I have to say about it. I'm sure there's more things that's gonna roll around in my head later on, and I can't come up with all of it right now. But if you got any kind of opinion that's different than mine or similar to mine or whatever, let me know in the comment section thingamajiggy. Hopefully it doesn't turn into people telling me I should die in a fire or I'm a troll or something stupid like that, but that's usually how YouTube works out. Yet again, this is a shameless plug because I will be playing a game. I'll put links and stuff in the description of the video like I usually do. It's been Tevin C, and yeah, keep gaming and keep vaping.
Woo! Big ups to Dragon Killer. Holy shit. Big ups to Dragon Killer. It's been a while since that dude's been around, but fuck it, eh? You know what I'm saying? But remember though, remember the lie though, ladies and gentlemen, DSP has never seen Tevin in the flesh. He's never seen him ever on video. He's never heard him speak. None of that bullshit. But yet we're responding to him directly. Holy shit! All right, sorry, I'm back. I thought I had a little bit more time for the video before the video ended. My fault. Okay, so big ups to Tevin on that. Okay, so as you saw, right? I'm not sure if you guys got a chance to read all that. That was basically TSP directly addressing Tevin. So let's see if I can take this a little bit further. So let's see here. Okay. So let's see here. This is my channel and whatnot. this is the original channel. Let's see. So okay. I'm pretty confident it's the first Doubt and Wine I ever did. Oh, fun times. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. So and this is why, by the way, this is actually probably nobody who's in chat, nobody in particular, I should say I'm addressing in chat, but the person that I am addressing, they know who they are. This is the reason why I put the links to the videos that I use in the description, because for whatever reason, if I can't find them, I can at least point you back to where they were, just in case. Like, for example, let's see, let's address the negativity again. That right there is Tevin's response. Yeah, this right here is Tevin's response, but as you see, the video doesn't exist. Actually, if I click on it, yeah. Actually, you know what? That might not actually be Tevin's video. This is Tevin's channel. This is Tevin's video right here. And then this is the response that that Tevin made to DSP's video. Now, let me jump ahead a little bit. Let me see if I can find it for you. As you know, I've already gone through this. And he didn't realize that by trying to hold on to his petty ego and not trying to embrace this is how you don't play and try to work a partnership situation out where everybody can get money and prosper, he only was out for himself. Oh, that's surreal. That's surreal. Okay. That is surreal. Okay, so that right there is the end situation. Okay, here we go. This right here is basically Tevin responding to DSP's video. We're not going to actually go over it, but I want you to at least see it. This is the pre-stream from April 1st, 2015. Holy shit. Give me just a second, chat. Okay, so this my bad. Okay, yeah, so this is Tevin's original video going over the response of it and whatnot. Unfortunately, unless Tevin decides to unprivate the video, it was a really great video. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of there's a lot of insight on that. But anyway, those are my receipts. I just wanted DSP is blatantly lied. Blatantly. Like habitually lied over that dumb shit. Oh my god. Crazy. Link to which video? Do you want the link to the Tevin video? I can give you that. I can do that. Here's Tevin's video right here. That's the link directly to Tevin's video. Like I said, it's on his second channel. Okay. So there's that. And so yeah, that's the situation. I can't believe DSP would blatantly lie about that. Big ups to Almighty Tevin. All right, so next. DSP update. Phil's has $20 enough for a Hogan pull. That's pretty funny. Okay, so all right, here's our next video. This video right here, which is brought to us by Raw Phil, should be this right here is the Pt2 stream, the late night stream from June 1st. This is where all the bullshit actually happened. What's up, Robert? So this is how all this nonsense kind of popped off, to be honest. So let's start there, and then we may get into this larger segment if there's a chance. All right, here we go.
No. Like I said, if I play more with this build, I'll do much better. I have to get used to this build. I'm not used to it at all right now. And the build is screwed me over. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm going to get better with this build. I'm going to do better. I know I am. Alright. That's it for this run. Next time around, guys, we'll just continue right from here. Alright. New weapon to try next time. Alright, thank you all. Great stream tonight. For those who did support the stream tonight, I appreciate it. And I'll see you next time for more Hades 2. Alright. Alright, guys, well, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you because you know I'm an honest dude, right? Yeah, I'm a little disappointed because for how
no, for anybody who's just coming in, you're not missing much. Like we just, like there was the first part of the stream, which, you know, that's why this is split in half. And this is just us trying to pick up where we left off. Susan was playing no games. But we back in it.
long people said, "Hey Phil, you totally need to have like a PC to play indie games on. You neglect indie games, you don't play them." And so I have a mini PC now, right? And everyone's like, "Oh dude, Hades 2 came out, early access, you're gonna get it?" And I spent the money on it, and I played it in the Indies Marathon, and I'm playing it now. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it's really not working. If it weren't for Game Checker coming by tonight, no exaggeration, if Game Checker didn't come by tonight, I didn't even make $10 on this stream. And it's not even a matter of that. Take a look at the attention. It didn't even have consistent 200 viewers the stream. Like, what the hell's going on? It's a brand new game. This is not an old game. This is a brand new game. I'm playing it new. It just came out, right? And this is what people ask for over the years. We want more. We don't want you only playing mainstream games, right? We want you playing more of this kind of game, Phil. No, I don't think so. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys, right? I don't think that was ever the case. I think that my audience has always been an audience that wants to attend mainstream games. And when I play the smaller scale games, unless it's like a Souls-like, like Another Craft's Treasure was, I'll be honest, I don't think that people care. At least most of my mainstream audience, okay? So, again, what I think it is, sadly, it is a vocal minority that yells at me and says that I'm doing the wrong thing over the years. In reality, the truth is, the games that I usually stay away from are ones that just don't really work, right? I like...
Wait, so how do we explain the downward spiral of the channel, of viewership and all of that? If you're just now listening to people and their recommendations are what they feel you should be playing, right? If you're just now embracing that, if you will, and you feel that it's failing and it's flopping, then who takes responsibility of all the previous failures then? Like, he never thinks about that. It's easy to just shit on you guys right now and say it's all your fault, or it's all the game's fault, or it's because I'm different than other people. I'm not like other streamers. You guys shouldn't be putting me in the same box with these people. I'm not like them. I'm unique. I'm the exception to the rules. I'm the underdog, and all the other spiel that he's been going on about for over a decade. Like, that changes anything. You know what I'm saying? He's so hardwired into it's never his fault that he can't see the forest for the trees. Which is kind of scary, to be honest with you. It's amusing at times, but it's kind of scary too.
this game a lot. I loved the first one. I'm playing this one now. I can't even get 200 people to watch. Why? The game is good. As I told you guys, what I want to do is I want to have chill streams like we used to. We used to have late night streams of games like this where we would just relax and talk all night. But a lot of the times people weren't even saying anything in chat. I want to say thank you to Game Trekker. Thank you to the regulars who were here, because there's quite a few regulars who were trying to keep stuff going. But yeah, I don't know, guys. Like, the good news is this is early access. It's not a huge deal, right? But at the same time, this was something I wanted to keep in the rotation as a playthrough. I don't know if I could do that. If I'm going to have streams with less than 200 people, and if Game Trekker doesn't show up, I make less than $10, then I don't think it works for the business. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like the game, but I don't have the freedom to just play games I like all the time, sadly. You know, I don't. I wish I did. If that were the case, I'd be playing JRPGs. I'd be playing all these different games. You know what I'm saying? So, all I could say is give it one more shot. Like, maybe play it one more time later this week and see how it does. And if it continues with this pattern, then I guess that's probably it. And then we try other stuff. And whether it's stuff on the PC or not, I don't know. You know, we had Noita that people were saying I should try runs in. We had Stardew Valley that people said I should do late night chill streams in. Well, I'm going to be honest. It seems like they're all going to turn out like today. Don't you think? They're all the same style, indie style game. They don't have giant mainstream appeal. They don't have a million people talking about them, right? They're still fun.
But wait, I thought he said I thought he's said multiple times actually that he doesn't rely on hype new games. He doesn't, he doesn't need AAA titles. He can play anything. He can play anything. But then he accuses other people who get early copies or review copies or whatever, for perpetuating the hype machine, proverbially being hype beasts, and overhyping games that aren't good. But now right here, he's saying that he needs the AAA games. He needs games that have a lot of hype or a lot of attention on him for him to succeed. Am I missing something? I could be.
Games. This game is great. No lie. I really love this game. I do. I think this is a splendid game. I want to keep playing it. But 2 nights in a row now that we've played it, we had less than 200 viewers, and like one person would come by with a big contribution, and that's the only reason why it was even a decent night. And that's, I'll be honest, that does not hold water for me. There's other games I could be playing. There's other games people want to see me play that are upset that I'm not playing, right? I know. Jade says, I love this. I know. Generation Z says, I appreciate this. It's chill fun. I know. But sadly, a few of us sitting here enjoying it isn't, it has to be part of my business as well.
Sorry. That doesn't make any sense because I thought he was a variety streamer catering to a variety audience. Some people show up for this type of game. Some people show up for this type of game. Some people show up for this type of game. And that's what makes him different than other content creators is he has that variety, right? And allows him to play different games and allows him to diversify, which is not even something that's in his vocabulary. But whatever, it gives him that flexibility. But now it's like, oh, there's 200 people here, but you guys really don't mean anything in the long run. And then on top of the fact that there's not enough people here to like emotionally support me, as well as hand hoof me through the games, you guys aren't giving me any money either. Woo! Never change, Phil. Never change.
So, let's see. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to play it again on Tuesday night. I'm going to talk about this on the podcast and the like, and we'll see what happens. But, I like the game a lot. I want to keep playing it. It just, I don't know how it's going to work if it doesn't seem to be getting much or any attention from the viewers. You know what I mean? Like, it sucks. Libsyn says, this is, for me, it could be true for others. I'm waiting for the full release, so I'm not going to be watching. Well, I hear you, but who knows when the full release is out, right? It could be, I think they even said they don't think it'll be out till next year, is what they said, So
what exactly? Okay, hey, man, I'm just going to wait for the full release, so I'm not really interested in really watching you play or whatever the case may be. Well, if it's not going to be out for a whole nother year, you're just going to ignore me? You're not going to just, you're not going to throw me a couple of bucks for my efforts and whatnot? This is my business. Maybe they just don't want to be spoiled. I mean, granted, the game could be changed in a year or whatever the case may be. But he can't even really make an argument for you to stick around just for him. He clearly is trying to position himself. He's trying to put himself on that path, but he can't even really articulate to you that, hey, even if this is not something you're interested in until the full release, you know, at least, you know, come by, watch the stream, and, you know, whatever. We can't even do that. Yes, just give me money. Just give me money. Woo! Man, it must be rough. It must be rough in the Snort Fort these days. God damn.
I don't know, man. I don't know what else to say. I'm just, you know me, I tell it straight. I'll play it again on Tuesday night. Let's see what happens. I'll talk about this on the podcast. I'll talk about this in the daily wrap. If we can get more people to start showing up and hanging out and engaging and talking and supporting, then I'll keep it in the rotation. But if it's going to be less than 200 people and it's almost dead in the chat and one, you know, it's one person supporting it, I can't keep playing it, you know? It really sucks. I love it. I want to keep playing it. I feel like it's a great game, but I don't have that flexibility to keep playing whatever I want, you know? I got to keep the balance going with things people are going to show up for. So it's a shame. I love it. And I even got it working great with my setup now, right? Like we had no technical issues at all tonight. It went really, really well tonight. So, well, that's life. Again, let's see how it goes when we play it again. All right? All right, guys. Well, that is going to be it for tonight. Remember that tomorrow is React Day. All right? Which means that tomorrow there is no gameplay whatsoever. Instead, we're going to be doing my Clips React show over on DSP Reacts, DSP versus the Internet, on the first stream after the podcast. And then tomorrow night, which I'm really looking forward to, is Retro React Mario and Sonic at the 2012 Olympic Games. When we did this last week, we had a ball. The game is so funny. And just, you know, the commentary and us doing the co-op gameplay, you know, in 2012 when we played it was so much fun that I can't wait to actually continue that. It was, you know, so good. We're actually in the middle of this thing called London Party, which is like a freaking a board game party style game. 4 players and competing, trying to steal each other's stickers and stuff off of it. It's really neat. And I really, you know, I'm enjoying the heck out of it. And I can't wait to watch it again tomorrow with all of you. If you're looking for gameplay, Monday we come back for gameplay. It's going to be more Fallout 4 and Street Fighter 6 on Monday. Okay? All right, everyone. Well, I want to say thank you for a great streaming day. I really enjoyed Multiverses earlier today. Even though Velma sucks now, which is disappointing, I still had a good time. And I had a great time with you here tonight with Hades 2. I want to play it again, but we are going to play it again Tuesday night, and we'll see what happens, okay? All right, guys, thank you all. Have a good night, and I'll see you all in the morning for the podcast and for DSP versus the Internet, okay? Peace out, everybody.
Okay. So, there's the night stream. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get to Big Ups to Raw Phil. We're going to actually circle back around the Raw Phil in a minute. Now we're going to go to Darkside Karen, and we're going to go to the Daily Wipe and whatnot, and we go to the Bitch Fest. Allegedly, I need answers. The King of Snorts needs answers for why you guys didn't come out and support. So let's begin.
Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was, wow, I almost forgot the day. For what was Saturday, June 1st, 2024. A day of varied gameplay. A day where finally we had no real technical issues or problems and we're able to do things smoothly. A day when I added another new piece of tech to my setup. But also a day where I got questions. So I want to present these questions fairly to everyone. All right, I do. And I'd like feedback in the comments of this video. And also I'm going to talk about it on the podcast tomorrow. I'd like feedback there. So let's talk. Let's be honest, okay? So today on the podcast was a great podcast because I got a new microphone in order to communicate over PlayStation 5 when I do co-op. For example, you know, a little over a week ago, I did that Friday Night Fights with my friend Brian, top tier rated on Twitch. And we had a great time playing Street Fighter 6 together. But we didn't communicate because I didn't have a mic. Right? And he even said, I'd like to do lobbies with you again, but I want to communicate. I don't want to just be like talking to myself or my stream. I want to be able to talk with you about the gameplay and everything we can. Speaking of which, just out of curiosity, chat, who bought that mic? Did DSP put it on his Amazon layaway plan? Or, I guess like a prepaid, whatever. Anyway, did he put it on his Amazon layaway plan, or did someone actually purchase it for him? Just out of curiosity.
If no one knows, it's no big deal. But I'm just curious because it's a goddamn shame that we even had to get to this point. He didn't need it. He just wanted another mic. And the thing is, it makes me wonder: is that second mic gonna eventually draw Catherine back to the streams? I wonder. I'm curious. I'm just throwing it out there. It's possible. Possible. I don't know. Oh, boy. And another thing too, actually, because didn't he give a story about he said the mic showed up at like 9 a.m., right? So he said he had to get up, he had to do all this running around the house, all this shit. But didn't he say a few weeks prior to that that the reason why he couldn't do streams early in the morning, or he couldn't do his streams earlier, I should say, is because he didn't want to disrupt the flow of everything going on at his house, in his house at that time? When it's just him, Jasper, and Catherine. Catherine works mornings, so she's up early anyway. Jasper's pissing in his ear, hence the reason why he had the ear infections, and he's up early anyway. What's the real reason? And Phil, you're looking kind of chunky over here, buddy. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm not sure if Kat wants you to share the leftovers with her or whatever the case may be, but you might want to do something about that. Just saying, you might want to handle that, buddy. Remember that, 15, 20 pounds fluctuation? Gotta be careful, man. You're gonna end up like Wings one day.
Go back and forth. That's way more fun. So I got a mic and I unboxed it live on the show. We actually tested it out live on the show. If you want to see that, watch the podcast from this morning. Pretty fun, fascinating segment, and a good one. Okay. Then we got into gameplay. First stream today was Multiverses, and unlike last time when I played it back on Wednesday, today I played it on PS5 because I had heard that PS5 was not having technical issues like I was having on Xbox. Xbox was constantly freezing, stuttering, and just not performing well. So I played it on PS5 today, and the truth is, those issues were not present. The problem was online.
Oh, wait a second. So, I just heard, because I just saw Properhead said it earlier on that Phil's PS5 shut off. Was that today or was that yesterday? Or prior to today? I guess I probably should say. Because if that PS5 tanks, then I'm sure he's gonna want it would happen today. And someone already pointed out in the chat, that's what happens when you run everything all day, every day for no goddamn reason. You know what I mean? Oh, that's hilarious. It was today. Oh boy. Did they announce I know that one of Phil's little bird dogs is being accused of misappropriating funds for a PS5 Pro or whatever the case may be. Does anybody have a date on when that's supposed to come out? Or is DSP just slowly but surely setting up for that too? Yeah, exactly. Please let that shit brick. That'd be hilarious if that PS5 bricked. Oh, that'd be funny. Now the question is, would it be funnier than when the Nintendo Switch initially bricked day one? That's day two really, but that would be hilarious. Yeah, I can see Phil bricking the PS5 Pro for sure. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there, man. Just throwing it out there, man. That's all. I'm asking. Go, Crystal's killer. Let's continue.
Line connectivity was iffy and wonky. We had many matches where it was interrupted and it dropped, and it's like, did someone rage quit or did the match just end? Because it was weird. Some matches it wasn't a clear-cut winner, and then all of a sudden it just died. So why did that happen? Today I started off playing with Banana Guard, who was a new character I unlocked for locking in 2 days, and then I swapped halfway through to Velma. I played briefly with Bugs Bunny only because the daily challenges for the Joker event needed you to play a Looney Tunes character, a Scooby-Doo character, and I think an Adventure Time character. I'm not sure. But anyway, you need to play all of them. So I had to do a variety of gameplay to get those. And I'll say this, okay? Now that I've played it 2 sessions, I think that the game is fun. It is much slower than the beta was, which is unfortunate because I'll be honest, I think the beta being more fast-paced was more interesting. I don't know why they slowed the game down, but I do feel like it's still fun. There's still good variety in the way the characters play. Like, I played Banana Guard for the first time, and I was doing well, kicking butt. I was like, wow, he's actually pretty good. But the funny part is, certain characters that were good in the beta are terrible. Like, Velma, I'll be honest with you, I don't know why Velma's in the game. In the beta, she was one of the best characters, and they've completely changed her. Half her abilities don't even work the same anymore. Half of them do, like, no damage or so slow they don't do anything. It's like they changed the entire game around a bit since the beta, and now she's just awful. Like, she's a waste of a spot. I said multiple times today, remove Velma, put in Scooby-Doo. You have Scooby-Doo characters with no Scooby-Doo, the namesake. Just put Scooby-Doo in and drop these other characters because they stink, you know? Anyway, so I was very honest with the audience about the game today. I still had fun. And overall, the audience on Multiverses is...
You know, he wouldn't scratch his face like that if he actually washed his face. I'm just pointing that out. Since he wanted to nitpick other people's videos, if he washed his face more, it wouldn't, that situation wouldn't happen.
It's pretty divided. Some people are liking it and liking the fact that I'm testing new characters. Like, I played with like 4 now. I used Bugs Bunny, Iron Giant, Banana Guard, and Velma. Those are the 4 I've used so far. Now, obviously, I plan on continuing to use more. The ones that I have unlocked, why wouldn't I use them, right? Others are just not liking this game. Just like when I played Multiverses years ago, you know, first I think there was interest if it was any good, but then after like a few weeks to a month, people got burned out on it and didn't like it as much, calling it a Smash Brothers ripoff.
But see, it feels like that in Street Fighter 6 too. He'll mess around with a character briefly and think that he has a full understanding of what their strengths and limitations are, and then he'll just write them off. Which goes back to the Tevin video we saw earlier, where he sticks to the same character or the same type of characters, and that's it. He never wants to branch out and do much of anything else. That's why people keep asking him, will he be willing to play high-tier characters in Street Fighter 6 moving forward? And he seems reluctant to do it because he doesn't want to embarrass himself. You saw how the Akuma situation did. You saw how that played out. You know what I'm saying? People had like easy setup tech like within the first few hours, and he couldn't even get down to shit that he emulated from someone else. It's just, it is what it is.
Already, we're 2 days in, and people are saying this game sucks. It's a Smash Brothers ripoff. It's like, yeah, well, did you fucking pay attention 2 years ago when I played it, or were your eyes closed? It's the same game, just a little different. They tweaked it, but it's the same. Like, I don't know what you're saying. Like, they're saying.
I like how he had to laugh at himself a little bit because the way people judge games. Great screenshot. This, I gotta tell you, Silent Weapon, like. I got mad love for you because this snort sack bullshit, this fucking ultimate piggy warrior nonsense, I can never ever unsee that. It's the funniest shit. I show this to people, I show this to my closest friends and shit, and they all agree. I will never be able to get over that. That shit is incredible. It is absolutely like if you really think about it, right? All the years of, you know how Phil likes to say, I'm sorry, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent. You know how Phil likes to say that, you know, oh, people call me the cockroach. People say that I outlive people, this, that, and the third. And it's true. It's true. He actually said this. I almost said it word for word. Well, if you think about it, he's morphing into the greedy little pig that people have been calling him over the years. And it's starting to manifest in the physical form. Because, ironically enough, there are studies on this where, like, if you only allow negativity to come into your life, it can physically change you, right? It's not just change you mentally, but it can change you physically, right? And you're seeing it here. You're seeing all those years of all that snorting, all of those WWE champions, pulls and shit, people calling him a little pig because he lives like a pig and he acts like one, right? You're seeing all of it like literally manifest in a physical form. It's pretty fucking incredible. It really is. And the thing is, if he shaved this poor excuse for a mustache or whatever the fuck he calls it, if he could form just another line right there, we have a full-blown snout. We really do. That shit could be... He's missing out. That's branding right there. That could have been fantastic. That could have been fantastic.
Go when I played it, or were your eyes closed? It's the same game, just a little different. They tweaked it, but it's the same. Like, I don't know what you're saying. Like, they're saying something revolutionary. It's a Smash Brothers ripoff. Well, it's different from Smash. It actually plays more like older Smash, right? It has some different things about it. It definitely has different appeal because of the cast of characters, right? So, if every single platform fighter is a Smash Brothers ripoff, and you don't want to ever watch or play, I guess you're going to ignore an entire genre of games then, right? Because there's not just, there's many of these at this point. But anyway, basically, I want to do another stream of it and see how it goes. But I am feeling like the appeal of it already is dying amongst the viewer base, okay? Like, by the way, we didn't even retain 400 viewers today. We were down by around 300 by the end of the stream. People complaining that, oh, it sucks, it's Smash Brothers ripoff. And it's like, Well, I tried. You know, we played this 2 years ago. I enjoyed it. I stopped playing it.
Great screenshot. Just a second. Review Tech USA. Big ups, proper. Review Tech USA. It's over for me. What's this? Oh, this is probably clickbait, but all right. I'll listen to this while you guys are listening to Phil, and if I think anything's relevant, I'll pull you guys over.
People complain. So now it's 2 years later, and people are complaining again. Like nothing changes, right? I don't know. This is the kind of thing that makes me not want to play certain genres of games. For example, I always stay away from Metroidvanias. Why? Because when we tried Metroidvanias in the past, people complain. I always try to stay away from Monster Hunter. Why? Because when I tried Monster Hunter in the past, people complain. And then people are like, oh no, times change. Things over time evolve. You should try it again. So here we are 2 years later. I'm playing Multiverses. Oh, it's a Smash Brothers ripoff. This sucks. Boring.
Look at how beat down he is. Look at how beat down he is.
Sucks. Boring.
Yeah, don't worry about the little piggy head shake. That's not relevant. That's not relevant. So when he looks off to the side, that's where the real emotion is. That's where I want you to see. That.
So we're going to try it again on Tuesday. Okay? This leads me into my discussion about my late stream tonight, Hades 2 Early Access continuing. You know, we were around 3.5 hours in. We played a little bit over 2 more hours tonight.
You know, Phil, if you spent more time with your wife, maybe even got laid every once in a while, you know, maybe went outside, got yourself some vitamin D, got some fresh air, you know, maybe, just maybe, if you had another outlet except for this internet shit, maybe it would do you some good. Instead of you sitting here stressing the fuck out over literally nothing, to be honest. If you want the content to change, you as a person has to change. If you want the content to get better, it starts with you. You're supposed to be the entertainer, right? Right? Right.
So how did it go? All right, so here's the truth. I love the game. The game plays incredibly well, has an interesting plot, better, actually improved and better game mechanics from the first Hades. There's more to it than it was in the first Hades, okay? And for the few people that are showing up, they seem to be enjoying themselves. There's a regular group of regulars who are here. In fact, we got someone who came back, who hasn't been around for a while, came back and actually started watching, contributing to these Hades streams. I'm like, this is neat. The problem is, I can't even hold 200 viewers for this game, all right? And if it wasn't for one person showing up and doing a big tip, literally I would have made less than $10 tonight on the entire stream. So I'm just going to say this, all right? With Multiverses, that's me saying, let's give this game another shot 2 years later. With Hades 2, this is a case that people over the years have always given me crap and said, Phil, you always stay away from the PC-centric community and crowd. You miss out on so many great games every year. You really do. And it's sad because you're missing out on so many good games you could be playing. You should get a PC. Every year, I'm like, well, maybe someday. When I got this mini PC last year.
Wait a second. Actually, that was actually a really good question. Oathkeeper, how many overall fans does DSP have left? I'd say I'm right there with you at about 50, maybe 100 and dropping. I'd say that's fair. I'd say that's fair as hell, to be honest with you, because the rest of them are trolls. The rest of them are trolls. I promise you, they're trolls. Yeah, I'm sorry, Donut. Like that shit's fire. That shit's silly fucking fire, dude. And then there's I may not play it on this stream, but there's another stream where there's like a dance that goes with it too. Like there's actual shit like that over the weekend. Some of my cousins were doing it at this family meetup thing that we had going on, and I mean, I kind of agree with my uncles, where it's kind of like the new age moonwalk or whatever. It's kind of some silly shit. Actually, you know what? As I'm letting this play, I'll see if I can pull it up for you so you can see it. This shit's kind of funny.
Everyone said this is a godsend because now you're going to be able to play so many cool indie games. You're going to experience all this stuff. I just did an Indies marathon, right? And I said, as a result of that marathon last week, that I might take some of those games and turn them into playthroughs. The first one that makes sense is Hades 2. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to play it, to the end. I can't. It's early access. My plan was to get through whatever's finished and then put it on hold and then continue it later when they finish the game. I was told the game has something like 15 to 20 hours of content before you hit that wall. So why not play it for the next few weeks? have it be a variety stream with everything else. Right? It makes sense. But I'm playing it and I'm like, no one's showing up. The chat is dead. One person basically contributed. What is going on here? Right? It's not just, oh.
Okay, here, let me pause DSP's bullshit for a minute. And let me see if I can try to bring you in on this shit. Let me see if I can bring you in on this nonsense. It's not nonsense. It's actually it's a pretty neat thing. I thought it was funny. Or I thought it was kind of cool when I saw them do it. Okay, you should be able to see this. All right, so yeah, this kid has something crazy, and this dude right here. So let's play this one first. It's kind of wild because it looks like it looks like he's kind of bouncing and sliding at the same time. But there's a little bit more actually to it than that. Here, let me show you this guy's version of it.
Slick back. No, slick back. That's what I said. Slick back. No, nigga, I'm a pimp named Slick back. Pimp named Slick back. Slick back. Slick back. No, slick back. That's what I said. Slick back. No, nigga, I'm a pimp named Slick back. Pimp named Slick back. Pimp named Slick back.
Oh, that's good shit. I like how my man got his people to get on that too. That was what's up. But it's a neat little thing to watch. I gotta admit, it's a neat little thing to watch. I don't think it's the shoes. I don't know what it is, but it's funny to watch. I gotta tell you, it's pretty neat. I'm sure someone will figure it out, but apparently it's been around for 5-6 months. It's probably been around longer than that, but it's a neat thing though. I gotta be honest with you. I may actually want to try to do that because that shit is neat to watch. All right, here we go. Exactly. Channeling MJ.
The contributions are low. That's no big deal. It's that people aren't even here for it. They're just like ignoring it. You asked me for these style of games for years and years and years. Now I have the means, the hardware, the setup that I just upgraded. I have the means to play this at a high level and enjoy it. And now no one shows up. Oh, well, you know. Well, what did you ask for it for? No, I want a genuine answer to this question from people. Like, maybe I misunderstood or something. So many years people gave me crap because I stayed away from the PC-centric indie games, and I miss so many every year. Manphil, every other streamer plays them. Every other YouTuber plays them. You're the only one who ignores them. So now I play them. Oh, no one shows up. And I love it, too. This is a sad fact. I love Hades, too. I really like this game. At the end of tonight's stream, I unlocked a brand new weapon, these dual torches throwing magic, and I should have ended the stream, but I went late because I wanted to do a run with it, right? And I'm like, wow, these are kind of neat. I actually want to learn this build. And then I reminded myself, yeah, we had like 180 viewers, 70 viewers, and no one was really...
I thought it was 200. Now it's 180, 170? Okay, fair enough. That's just me nitpicking, I guess. You just admitted that people have been asking you for years. Those people are gone. Those people ain't stepped the fuck up and off. That's what happened. There's no one around anymore. You're sitting here going off of outdated information. All the people who would have really cared don't care. So he goes ahead and spins it as, oh, the vocal minority, you guys keep asking me for the games. When the vocal minority at one time was a few hundred people. Now it's literally tens of people. And he thinks he can just throw that on other people. That's his excuse. And he's doing it to try to cover. Excuse me. Because he doesn't want to admit that his viewership overall and his fan base has dwindled to nothing, damn near. So he has to, it allows him to try to stay face, which is pathetic. It's stupid pathetic. Because if you remove the detractor, troll, hater, and critic aspect out of it, his views, I mean, what's the highest view video that he had over the last couple of weeks? Maybe 2,000 views, maybe, and over the past couple of weeks. I'm being gracious about this. I'm being generous. Maybe a couple of thousand. Do I need to pull that? You know what? Give me a second, because since I'm feeling like an asshole, We can pull numbers up. We can pull numbers up. We can try to compare. Okay, DSP Gaming. We don't even have to go to the React channel because that shit's dead as hell, and we all know it. Nobody here has to lie to each other about that shit. Okay. Currently on here, can I bring you guys in on this? Nope. Okay, let me bring you guys in. So currently we have 352 people watching the stream of what game, doesn't matter. And let's go to views. Okay. Okay. Excuse me, chat. Okay, so the Street Fighter stream from last night, broken up into 2 videos, has less than 700 views between the 2 of them, 15 hours ago. Part 18 of Street Fighter 6. 381 views. Zangief's return, better gameplay against an army of Ryus. Part 17 doesn't even have 300 yet. Should I go ahead and click on it? Fuck that, I'm not doing that shit. I don't owe him shit. Let's see here. The Daily Wipe from last night has almost 600 views. The Bottom Bitch Podcast, the daily therapy session from from yesterday morning, doesn't even have 650 views yet. Let's go ahead and see what Fallout 4 is doing, right? Because everybody loves Fallout 4. 275 views. Okay, well, let's go to the first one. 211. Let's go to the one before that. Oh, 228. Help me, chat. Okay, here's the daily ass wipe from before then. That's after his little spiel bullshit bitching on that daily podcast. He has 719 views on that. Let's see what that actual podcast actually had, though. Changes needed. Yet again, another bitch fest. 1,600. Hades. Less than 550. Let's see. 310. I think is this the same therapy session we're watching now? Yeah, this is. This is the same therapy session we're watching right now. He had 1,500. Let's see what matter of fact, the therapy session at the end of Multiverse in Hades has more views than the fucking daily therapy session that came before it. That's how bad this is. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. And maybe I'm being an asshole. Maybe I'm taking stuff out of account. Let's keep looking. So let's see. 483, 506, 326, 706, 621. This right here is like year 1 detractor numbers. Your year 1 detractor produces better numbers than these. Okay, got 600. Got 612. Got 1,000 on this one because we had a big tech upgrades at someone else's expense. I'm sure. This is garbage. Like I'll scroll it nice and slow for you guys. This is garbage. This is absolute garbage for a channel that has over 200,000 fucking subs on it, right? For somebody who supposedly has a diverse viewer base and fan base, this is trash. This is fucking trash. This is horrible. You know what I'm saying? If Brian was on anybody else's channel, he'd have more than 2,200 views, I would think. And that's for over 2 hours of gameplay. That's 2 hours of Brian kicking DSP's ass. And that's the only reason why it has as many views as it does. Because DSP was losing. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. If this was 2020, at least most of these videos would be averaging at 1,200 or, yeah, between 12 and 1,500. Maybe. If this was 2017, he would still be in the like 3,000 to 4,000s. Look at how far we've come. Look at how bad this is. This is terrible. This is terrible. What the fuck is this? Wait, what? Oh, okay. For a minute there, I almost fell for that and thinking, wait, is that Evil AJ? Is he trying to clickbait? Son of a bitch. Anyway, look at this. Look at this. This is what DSP gaming is, ladies and gentlemen. But it's not his fault though. Because he's doing what other people have been wanting him to do for years. But this is what it's come down to. There was a time when his Street Fighter 6 stuff definitely made over 1,000 views. Look at where we're at now. Straight up autism here. That's great. That's great. Look at this shit. Actually, I should steal that thumbnail. I should steal that thumbnail. I can do something with that. I should take that one too. But I won't. I'll just capture my own shit. Like, you guys get the point. Okay? I just wanted to point that out. Garbage out of here. What the fuck is wrong with him? Dwindling to damn near nothing. To damn near nothing. And then right there, like Robert, you're saying 60,000 views. I mean 60,000 videos. Remember, there were so many more videos than that. You're talking about all those pre-streams that we had to cut out, like years worth of content that he's been deleting, on top of whatever current shit he's been deleting. Incredible. Incredible. All those years of him talking shit, all those years of him flooding the YouTube algorithm, flooding the system, and now he's got literally nothing to show for it. And that's the only reason why DSP Reacts even exists. That's the only reason why he's trying to upload, trying to re-upload and quote-unquote remaster his own videos. He's trying to rebuild his legacy, if you will. Like, make that make sense. Let's continue. Holy shit.
Talking. I'm just like, I don't get it, you know? And here's the thing. So many years again, everyone's complained and said, Phil, why isn't you only play these big AAA mainstream games? Why do you only play games on console? I'm literally doing the opposite now. I have branched out. I've started playing games that are different from my comfort zone. I have a setup that can do all high-end stuff.
And yet again, to only reinforce the point, chat, years after the fact, after the channel's already dead and gone. Now we want to make all these improvements. He couldn't do it when he was quote-unquote on top. He couldn't be a better man for Panda when she was on top of him. No, we had to wait until everything is gone to try to make changes, to try to improve. If you think about it, think about how he treats Kat, right? That's not a relationship. It's what I've always said it was. They're roommates. It's an arrangement. She's window dressing. She's a curtain. She's a beard, whatever you want to call her, right? But he fundamentally, no, actually, I lied. He treats her slightly better than he treated Panda, but then Panda never put on all that weight. So DSP doesn't necessarily sneak diss her, per se. But he did take some shots at her about her immaturity back in the day. Don't get that twisted. But he treats Kat fundamentally different than Panda. And truth be told, Panda was the better catch. But it didn't matter because he couldn't handle that anyway. So for him running around with all these pedophile tweets and all these fucking posts about chasing 14-year-old girls and all the other nonsense, he couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle a young chick when he finally got one. So what was the point? Here's the real point. After it's all said and done, none of this means anything when there's barely anybody around to appreciate it. And that's what he's facing right now. There is nobody around anymore. There's literally the bottom of the barrel. There is nobody else. Like, let it go. You know what I mean? Just let it go.
I'm playing fighting games with no lag. I'm playing all these games at high resolution, high frame rate, best quality. Now I upgrade my audio. I'm doing all the things people always told me I was bad at. So where is everyone? Exactly. Right? What are you doing? What was everyone doing tonight? What was wrong with Hades 2 that people didn't want to come by the stream? And I'm not angry. I want answers. Because I want to play games people want, right? Right now, there's so many games out that I could be playing. I could be playing the System Shock remake. I could be playing Paper Mario and the 1,000-Year Door remake. I could be playing RPGs that I put on hold, like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, that's been on hold for months and months. I could return back to Sea of Stars and bring that back into the rotation, okay?
Why? All those games were dead when you took it out of rotation. Hence the reason why you took it out of rotation. Why are we trying to crawl back to dead games? Well, they're dead for him, I should say. Why are we running back to dead playthroughs? What's done is done. What's done is done. That's why you're over there on the React channel exploiting your friends for fucking views. Whatever. Go ahead. Just, you know what I'm saying? Keep going ahead and just driving your head into the fucking wall, and we'll see what gives away first. It's just what you've always done. I don't see a reason why you would want to change. You damn sure don't see a need to change. So let's just continue with it.
I could do other things as well. There's so many other things I could be doing right now, right? Why am I doing things that people ask for and then it's just not catching on? I'm at a loss, right? Multiverses I threw in there, people wanted me to play Multiverses when it came back. See how it is. I played 2 streams, and it's starting to die, and people are complaining. Hades 2, people seem to love. No one shows up for the stream. So what do you want me to do, right? Do I just do a late night chill stream where we talk? Is that what it is? It's June 1st. It's a new month. Should I do one? Should we just do a hangout session? Because, again, I like the hangout sessions. But I don't want to do them all the time because they don't feel special, right? So I need answers. What's going wrong here that people are not showing up for this stuff? Is there different games on PC I should be playing instead of Hades 2 that I'm missing out on? Because I played the game.
And that's another thing, too. Actually, he brought up a point that I would like to present to the chat. Chat, what's more important? Well, and that and people who watch this after the fact, for those who do. What's more important? A playthrough being entertaining or a playthrough being special? Because if you listen to him, he equates it as they're both the exact same thing. And they're not. They're fundamentally not.
I don't want to do them all the time because they don't feel special, right? So I need answers. What's going wrong here that people are not showing up for this stuff? Is there different games on PC I should be playing instead of Hades 2 that I'm missing out on? Because I played the games that people nominated and voted on during the marathon in the hopes of finding games that would catch on as streams. So what's happened? I want feedback. Please leave comments on the video or let's talk about it tomorrow. I'm going to bring this up on the podcast too. I really legitimately am stumped because I thought I was doing what people wanted. And then when people don't show up, it actually upsets me. You know, I'm streaming for a reason, to have an audience, to entertain an audience. And if the audience isn't there, why am I doing it? I could just play the game by myself offline, right?
Okay, and why not? Oh, that was a great screenshot. Why not play it offline then? Matter of fact, why are there so many open-ended dead playthroughs on the channel? Any game that's not doing well, right? Go ahead and just stop streaming it, and then like I said, take a night off and try to play that game on your own over the span of the next couple weeks or whatever the fuck until you finally finish it. So at least it's completed on the channel. So at least people, if they want to after the fact, can go back and watch it instead of just leaving it out there hoping that some sucker is going to sit there and want to pay to see you play it. Or you can drum up some type of fake buzz or fake hype. Hey guys, I'm planning on bringing this playthrough back. You know, the playthrough that I initially had on the main as the daytime stream, and then we end up relegating it to the nighttime stream, and then I found a bunch of other stuff to take its place, so I was only playing it once a week, and then I decided to take it off the docket altogether because I had to wage quit it. I mean, it wasn't getting enough support, so I had to go ahead and shelf it for a little while. It's coming back, guys. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit. Just complete it for the sake of you getting the game done and then just move on. You're not going to find the days of DSP having someone come in and pay thousands upon thousands of dollars for him to do a playthrough is gone. You can barely get hundreds of people to do that anymore. It's done. And I know a lot of people want to see DSP politics, I mean, he might actually eventually get forced into doing that. But at the same time, where's he going to go? Like, he's not going to go to Rumble. He's not going to go to Kick. He's going to have to stay here. And if he stays here, this is where all the killers are at. On top of LawTube. On top of BreadTube. On top of the commentator community. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's he going to do? What's he going to do? Everybody that could hurt his opinion or pick it apart is right here. And he has nowhere else. Because if you're streaming at 15,000, you know what I'm saying, megabits a second or whatever, you could be dual streaming. You don't want to do that. So he can't even branch out his audience. And he's so disconnected from reality that any topic or any side that he takes, people will be able to see through it and be like, he doesn't really believe in the cause. He's just jumping on because he thinks we're going to win. He's no different than Rich, to be honest. Because Rich is like that too. Monday Matt used to kind of be like that too, even though he fence-sitted. Like, make it make sense. He's just making it hard on himself for no reason.
So let's figure this out together. Let's start this discussion. I want this to be an open discussion. All feedback is appreciated. And something as simple as, oh, well, because of this, because of that, and it's legit. Now, oh, well, you ignore.
How do you determine? Oh, great screenshot. Oh, look at that. Look at that. You got the squinty little piggy eyes. You got the inflated or inflamed snort sacks. Look at that shit. And then you got the what's left of the fucking pig hair on his chinny chin chin. That's fantastic. Anyway, how was it? Yeah, he's not going to BitChute. He's not going to BitChute. And truth be told, there's killers everywhere. No matter what platform he goes to, there's going to be someone who's going to run him down. So, but no, he's definitely not going to BitChute. He should, or he could, I should say. He needs to probably at least start archiving shit over there, but that's neither here nor there. It's neither here nor there. But what is considered legitimate criticism, right? Like outside of people saying, "Oh, you're garbage," and that's it. What is actually considered legitimate criticism? The Darksydephil. Because anything that requires him to do anything is already out of the question. If you can't accept the content the way you see it, or unless you're going to contribute something to it, meaning some type of hardware or whatever, it's just going to be the way it is. Everybody who knows Phil is essentially knows that. So he's never been able to handle criticism. That's why I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct exists. So what's the point? Like, and then he keeps talking. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed this, but he's constantly talking about, give me feedback. Let's have a discussion. Let's talk about it. And this goes back, ladies and gentlemen, to the point that I made earlier on in the stream about how DSP has been extending the Bottom Bitch podcast, the daily therapy session, right? And now he convinced somebody to give him a second mic and whatever. I think I think he's trying to do something. I don't know exactly what it is yet, because there's no way him and Kat are going to have their own couples podcast, and that's not going to work. It'd be funny to see him try, but that's not going to work because they have no chemistry. They're literally two strangers. But he is trying to extend the podcast for a reason. He is slowly but surely, I think, trying to phase out gaming, or phase out as much the amount of gaming that he does. The question is, how's he going to sell it later? You know what I mean? And this goes back to something I said a while ago. Dude, scrap the whole fucking day stream. Do like a 4-hour fucking podcast or whatever, bitching about whatever dumb shit you want to bitch about. And then do the game streams at night and then call it a wrap. That's what he should do. He has more interest on people hearing him bitch than him playing a game. That's why he cries and complains when the viewership drops off. Excuse me. When the viewership drops off after the Bottom Bitch podcast. No one wants to see him game anymore unless it's like Street Fighter or something that he's going to get beat up in. So what's the point? I don't know. Something to think about. Oh, Phil. If you were crying, Phil, I would say that you cry ugly. Jesus Christ.
Heard it for so long, no one cares anymore. Well, then you should have shut your mouth and never asked for it. Because that's the thing. People scream for it. You don't do it. You're missing out. You don't do it. So then I do it. Oh, it's too late. Well, then never, don't ask for it. If my audience is just AAA gamers at this point and all they want is big
AAA gamers by your design. You're the one that pushed people to do that. For years and years and years, you shitted on independent game studios, independent games in general. You shitted on content creators who only did independent games. You shitted on, that's how PewDiePie kind of got big, is doing the independent horror games and shit. He shitted all over them for that bullshit. And now he's acclimated them into it. So now there's no interest. Those people are gone now. And then he shitted on AAA or whatever, or on the big game studios too. So most people don't have any interest of watching him. They just go to other people. There's so much more variety out there.
Releases. Fine, we know that. Then let's do other filler projects in between, but let's not go out of our way to have me get a mini PC that now I guess I'm not going to be using for anything because no one was going to show up to watch the stuff. That's ridiculous, right? So let's see. All right, anyway, done venting about today. We are going to try these games again on Tuesday. I'm going to play both Multiverses and Hades 2 again on Tuesday, and we'll see how they do. All right? Tomorrow is not gameplay. Tomorrow is React Day, meaning that tomorrow is the day of the week that we stop playing video games, and I do 2 different shows. We'll still have the podcast here on the channel in the morning, but then we're going to jump over to DSP Reacts for the DSP versus the Internet Clips React show. Now, again, you know me. I'm going to be honest. Last 2 weeks, this show has not performed well on stream. We got people showing up, watching, but the support has been abysmally low, you know, and that sucks because I don't make ad revenue on most of the videos.
My bad. Let me see if I can re-say what I was gonna say. Oh yeah. About the React streams or whatever. That shit's a ripoff, hands down. If you're an Ultra member or whatever the fucking tier is, whatever the case may be, if you pay $20 or whatever the shit is for a 3 to 5 minute video minimum, you should get that. He should be forced, not forced because you paid him to do it. He should watch a 3 to 5 minute video. Period. Instead, this scumbag will sit there and skim through shit, and like turn like a 5 minute video into like 90 seconds and be like, oh, I don't know, I don't understand this. How's this entertaining? How's this have so many views? And then just discard it. Your money's being wasted. And now, chat, because we want to try to be fair here, right? No, we don't. But I'm going to do it for the sake of my own argument. DSP is going to sit there and say, oh, well, if you become an Ultra member, you get 4 weeks. You get 4 weeks of choosing a video and me watching it. But if you think about it, if you really, really think about it, because I took this for granted for a while, not every Ultra member actually gets their videos played 4 times in a month. If you think about it, he only needs, well, according to his own logic, he only needs to fulfill that once. Matter of fact, ProleteR actually discovered something the other day. If Prop wants to be brought in, I can let him tell you himself, because he's the one that caught on it, so he should be the one to talk about it. But he's not guaranteed, he doesn't necessarily have to watch all 4 of your selections over the span of a month. And I assume he doesn't really do that. Yo, Prop, if you want it, man, like I said, I tag you in right now. Here, I'll put the... Let me put out the bat signal. Hey, how you doing, man? All right, here, give me just a second. And... Okay, Chad, I'm going to bring ProleteR in, and let me know if you can hear him and whatnot. And I'll let him get his take in and whatnot. 2. There you go.
What are we smoking him on?
All right, there you go. There you go. All right, chat, do you guys hear him?
What's up, guys? How's it going, chat?
All right, big ups. All right, we are been graced with the presence of Agent ProleteR of the DIA. Yeah, let me speak on initially what we were just talking about as it pertains to the Ultra members and their videos being played or whatnot. You had a discovery just the other day. Would you like to kind of enlighten us, if you will, on that?
Well, I wouldn't say I discovered it, but still, there's a couple funky things happening with his channels lately. Phil's been very desperate. Very desperate. I mean, look at him. He's playing this new Crow Country game right now, and currently at like $21.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going well. He's stalling. And like we said, Throwback Channel sucks. He's editing in random splices of him versus like Justin Wong because he needs to add entertainment value to push this channel further, because otherwise it's dead. And then you get to, his React channel, and oh fuck, like if you saw it the other day, chat, where OP Boone, Mr. AI bot himself, was asking Phil why does he do certain things, why are certain videos that are prevalent to his channel at the time were being brought up for Phil to watch. And well, that apparently his dent turns are getting paid in exposure just to push the narrative for Phil further by adding in videos. And it's been happening for a little while now. But we're at a point where Phil's content is so fucking boring that he has to have his own dent turns push the content further for him. Set up the narrative. Have Phil look successful. I mean, look at what's happening currently with the tips situation that's got him all crying with Hades 2 the other night.
Right.
Gamecucker showed up magically somehow and gave Phil $30, and then he rounded it out with another 5-piece. So he was at $35, pissed off, and yelling at chat. That's what set off this whole fucking rant the other day. And he's mad because only a handful of people keep showing up. And he just outed one of his other guys, Jordan, last night as a anonymous tipper. So apparently his handful of 1 or 2 sock whales are really trying to help Phil build the narrative that more than a handful of people are assisting Phil with support currently.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
It's so sad.
Oh, that's incredible. Good shit. Good shit. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Whatever it takes to keep afloat, huh?
Oh yeah, and when you're sinking like Phil or Rich, you know, he's currently running his fat mouth over there on his stream. I mean, I'm going to put out a clip of it later, but I heard Rich say something along the lines of, I will talk to anybody as long as it's on my channel.
Oh, well, no, I'm not.
Because I don't want to give money out for free. It's like, bitch, you've been paying DSP to try to get his little piggy ass onto your show, and he keeps refusing. And you tell me that you're not afraid to talk to anybody, but you ban my ass for chirping at you and asking you real fucking adult ass questions. Like, how are you doing with this channel? Like, where is your channel going? Because that's what I wanted to know. And he cried about it and, you know, ended up sending me to the Shadow Realm.
So what prompted Rich to sit there and say that he's willing to talk to anybody? What got him spooked?
I think somebody was bringing up, I think it was a Twitter account. It's what's that one? Renton Liar.
Ah, yes.
Because he added a little more smoke to this whole PDF file, idea with the whole Dropbox situation. Which, come on, Rich. I know you're not going to ever hear this because you're a little bitch. You're not going to show up for this, but you're a grown ass man, and you should understand what's on your Dropbox. And if I had an ex have her kids in my Dropbox, and we're not together anymore, I'm going to do the grown-ass man thing and delete the pictures. Shit. Oh, it's so difficult to delete the pictures. But no, he had them on there for whatever high-ass reason Rich could come up with. Maybe because he wanted to blackmail somebody, or he's a scumbag, so he's probably had something up his sleeve.
Probably.
And now he's trying to run and save face with this whole thing.
ESP wanted to chase 14-year-olds around the fucking mall and shit when he was deep in his 20s. Fucking Rich is sitting there doing whatever with what could be considered CP. Oh. And that's your baby's mother's kids. They're not your kids, right? But that's your baby's mother's kid. That's your stepkid's step siblings, I should say. What the fuck? Like you don't feel weird about that shit?
It's gotta be weird, man. It's gotta be weird. It just doesn't look right. No wonder why he's just trying to muddy the waters and throw up the smoke screen.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see where that goes. And Rich is high as fuck. And trust me, I know, because I operate as high as fuck. But like, he gets so high, he doesn't even know what he's doing on his streams. Like, one of those streams, he was sitting there just staring off into nowhere land, giggling to himself.
Yeah, he does that.
It's wild. I'm just waiting to see who hits bottom first, Rich or Phil. Because right now, Phil's sliding too. Because this daily rap you got up here that you're letting chat see, he's a nasty motherfucker. He's been very gouty lately, very toxic. I mean, 2 meltdowns back to back. And today he was a little, toxic too.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Oh, shit. I'm not sure. Well, it's a race to the bottom. If you're Rich, you're probably just trying to hold out, against DSP out of spite, to be honest.
That's okay. My dark horse is Nick Ricada for the bottom.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Speaking of which, I saw that clip that you told me about with Rich and Monday Matt.
Oh, okay. Where he doxes Monday Matt's girlfriend.
Yeah, live on stream, which is even oops, that's kind of foul. But I'll also say, Rich looks scared. He looks scared to have to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Monday Matt has just accepted his fate. Okay, you know what? I got to work a 9 to 5. It is what it is. He's like a shuttle driver now, right? Or
yeah, he's doing like Uber Eats or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever, something like that. He's a let's just say that he is self-employed.
There you go.
He's
there you go. So but Monday Matt seems content with it, right? and Wings is probably not too far off from that himself. But Rich looks scared. Like, as you see, as they're talking or whatever, you can see glimmers of Rich, like, reality starting to hit him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, holy shit, I may actually have to get a real job. I may have to be, you know what I'm saying? I may actually have to get a 9 to 5 and whatnot, like the rest of us peasants, apparently, and whatnot, and I might have to just be normal. It's almost like he thinks he has to give up what he's doing to get a regular job. You can do both. Everybody else does.
Yeah. It's really strange how much these people have invested into the internet. And I get it. Mm-hmm. It can be very lucrative for people. And especially if you started early, like DSP or Rich.
Right.
They built their following for whatever it is now at this point. But, you know, once it falls apart, they don't know how to transition. There's no understanding of what I do next. I mean, real world example. I'm not getting the hours at work I need right now. So do you know what I did? I put out an application for a new job. And you know what? They called me back today. I applied yesterday. Weird. That's how it works. You advocate for yourself in your own body of work and keep stepping forward. And the problem is these people don't have any other skills except for turn on OBS. Turn on stream. Rich is trying to feed his kids with beets. Fuck. He's going to actually feed his kids beets because he's going to be fucking giving them fucking root vegetables because he can't afford to pay bills anymore.
Oh, shit. Oh. Gonna feed his kids with beets. Oh, shit. Oh. Ooh.
I mean, he's fucking Frankenstein beets, man. Like that was 10 years ago.
Oh my God.
He knows nothing about the industry he's trying to get into.
Right?
He tried to deflect somebody who he took this dude's, beat, and then he turned around and blamed. That guy was like, yeah, man, don't use my beat, you suck. Which is like, hey, if I'm an artist and somebody comes over there and draws a picture of my dope masterpiece and it sucks and they post it up and go, look at mine. And it's like, nah, you suck. Don't use that shit. And that's a very fair thing for any artist to do, is to tell somebody, hey, don't use my art.
Yeah, agree. The Frankenstein beat.
And now Dickers is just fucking off. He told this person, oh, it's because I'm white. No, it's because you suck.
Exactly.
You're using Koala? A phone app? To do beats?
Oh my God.
Like, dude, get on FL Studio 21, son. Do some real shit. Like, actually try. But there's no effort. Just like there's no effort to improve. I don't know why Jay's even trying to come double back on this shit, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I like how these people have a bunch of friends that they're reaching out for. You know, with Phil talking to Brian lately. Oh, that's going to go well.
Actually,
Phil isn't the only one talking to Brian, I'll tell you that much.
That's funny. Well, actually, that Brian situation, or their next play date, if you will, that's Friday, yeah?
Yeah. Well, we'll see if that happens. Because, you know, people want Brian to be aware of what he's getting into.
As he should.
Which is smart. But how important is it for Brian to chase clout and grow his internet presence hitched onto Phil? It's like hitching yourself to a vehicle that's been pumped full of just biohazard waste and it's screaming down the freeway and it's on fire. There's no stopping it. It's just going to crash and burn and it's going to get toxic everywhere and you're going to have to deal with it.
Agreed.
Oh, man. Side piece, last Piggy update from me. $21 end of stream.
God damn!
You asked for the game, and you couldn't come and view the game and support the game? Like, you asked for it, chat. Them's the rules now. I have the clip over there on Twitter.
Wow.
And we're not doing it? We're not doing any of this? We're just pretending like everything's okay now? And we're going to go play, you know, whatever he's playing tonight. I don't even know. Some other nonsense. I haven't even caught up.
Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, there's definitely going to be another rant tomorrow. For sure.
Oh, tomorrow he's going to start off the night stream with one. I didn't get my $50. to not put on the gunner glasses, because apparently he's trying to think about dumping out the reward goals or something like that. He said that today too.
Yeah, he did. He did hint at like giving the goals up or whatnot.
Yeah, I mean the goals don't matter because it's just money. And he played dress fucking Mr. Potato Head.
Mr. Head, yeah, Mr. Potato Head with that.
Yeah.
Oh, woo! Oh, good shit. All right, Proper, you sticking in for the rest of this, or
I'll stick in for a little bit. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Run it.
All right, so here, let me we'll pick up where we left off on this nonsense here. We got 2 minutes left, and we'll see how you feel after that. All right, here we go.
That show, it relies on stream revenue and memberships to keep afloat. The memberships are staying steady, but the stream revenue is dwindling now. And what's funny is this morning someone said on my stream, well, that's because we don't like the clips submitted. I said, but I don't pick the clips. You do. It's channel members who pick the clips. So if you don't like the clips, spend $4 and submit better clips.
Wait, wait, and I'm Proper can definitely back me up on this. At that level, you're not guaranteed for him to even play the clip. It may not even come up. It's literally like a random drawing. So like that right there is scummy. If you,
I mean, he doesn't even watch your clips anymore. Like the end of the stream is Phil going through all of his clips to choose the certain one he wants to end with.
Mm-hmm.
And he just like ends it with whatever clip he chooses. But he half-ass watches clips. Like maybe there's a clip that has some gold in there and he's watching it for 10 minutes and then he skips the rest of it. But he's also somebody who's always combed through content before putting it out there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I don't support your React stream because I don't like the clips. So then become a member and submit better clips, and we'll watch better clips on the show, and it'll be a better show. The logic, the vacuous logic, it makes no sense what people say when they say shit like that. The clips suck. You submit the clips. I didn't pick them. Right? That's the whole premise of the show. If you think the show's boring, why didn't you submit better clips? I don't understand that.
Wait, now that I think about it too, and this kind of goes back to the initial argument I made during the Tevin segment of this. He says he doesn't pick the clips, you guys do. He just goes off of whatever you're viewing. But he outed himself during his Tevin reaction segment that he had watched that video before playing it on stream. That he had seen it. At least beforehand, in air quotes, if you will. Right? So are you vetting all of the videos that are coming through, or are you not? Or as Proper had said, are we only taking the clips from the higher tier members, and then whoever is left at the end of the show just to stretch it out, then maybe your little $4 contribution will be used in some way, shape, or form. Excuse me, that's greasy. That's scummy as shit. I'd love to see how many members he has over there, though. That'd be funny.
So I hope that we have a turnaround, because after 2 very slow sport weeks on the show, I'm hoping things will pick up. I hope it doesn't become a running pattern. I like doing React stuff. This show is the bread and butter of the channel. There will be more React stuff coming this month, but this is the mainstay stuff. I want it to do well. I hope it does. Tomorrow night, on the DSP Throwback channel, we're doing Retro React to Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. This is done really well. Like last week, people showed up, engaged, supported. We had a ton of fun with the Mario and Sonic Olympic Game stuff. I'm looking forward to it tomorrow because it was so much fun last week. We was a laugh riot. We were laughing our butts off, having a great time together. That's what it's all about, So tomorrow, I hope you will join me for that over on the DSP Throwback channel. If you're looking for gameplay, it resumes here on Monday with Fallout 4 and a night stream of Street Fighter 6, likely Zangief. Okay? Guys, thank you so much. We got some things to discuss. Please leave comments. Or tomorrow on the podcast, please attend and we'll talk about this stuff in person, live on stream. Everyone have a good night. Peace out. See you in the morning, and good night.
All right, chat. Now this is where a decision needs to be made. And we don't thank Darkside Karen for shit around here. All right, so this is where a decision needs to be made. We can go right into this. Good
morning, everybody.
We can go right into this bitch fest here right now, and deal, if you will. What do I got here? I got an hour and 28 minutes on this bitch. Or we can end the stream here. I can I don't know if I should guarantee. I mean, I guess I could try to. I don't want to guarantee though, because I don't like making promises I can't keep. I could say that there's another stream later on in the week, and I will combo this here with the stream that followed it, that major bitch fest, as well as some other funny shit that I think might go along with it. Because this is long as shit. This is gonna be super long. You can ask Kat. So either A, we all had a good time. We had a couple of drinks. We had some coffee. We had some great tea and whatever. We had some laughs, and we can save this for next stream. Or if you want, we can bulldog through it. Like, I will literally leave it up to the chat.
If GTG makes it for Sunday afternoon, I'll show back up.
Oh, you said Sunday afternoon?
Yeah. If you can't do it, we can reschedule.
Yeah, because it would have to be sooner than Sunday. Yeah, for sure. Actually, it'd have to be before Sunday. I mean,
okay.
It'd have to be before Sunday. Oh, I'll talk to you after the stream.
Yeah.
yeah. Because you know what I'm saying? Because I can always pull you in when that happens, no matter how it goes.
True.
So what are we thinking, chat? What are we feeling? And whatnot. It'd probably have to be before Sunday, at the very least. What's the census that you're getting there, Prop? I'm thinking that they're willing to hold off.
It seems a little mixed, but I mean, ultimately it's your stream, man.
Yeah,
if you want to run it, we'll run it.
All right. All right. Let's just have a sneak preview of this nonsense.
Okay.
Let's do that. I'll give I'm thinking another 20 minutes and whatnot, and then the next stream we'll start fresh from scratch. Not fair? Sounds cool. Because the pre-stream that followed this shit was an absolute bitch fest. So I think comboing those two together will be great. All right. So let's go ahead and go with the sneak preview then. Like I said, 20 minutes on the clock. I'll skip ahead because some of this shit doesn't even mean anything.
It's React Day, which means all day long I'll be reacting to fun content on the internet on my sister channels, DSP Reacts and DSP to Kill. Now, the good news is we do have some other stuff coming up. For example, this coming Friday. Every time someone asks me that question, I'm like, I really don't know. I just don't. I don't know what to say. These games don't stand out halfway through the year. We're halfway through at the end of June, but 5+ months into the year, honestly, can you name me the top 10 games of this year? Can you even name 10 games that would be a Game of the Year contender in 2024? I'm having a hard time this year finding games that will even keep my interest. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether it was release timing, whether it was just too much more of the same, whether it was games that were just utter disappointments, okay? There's just been really bad timing around games, and it hasn't been a great year. Usually, here on DSP Gaming, in a given year, you can point out all the big releases coming out and say, these are the ones I'm really excited to see Phil play, and I'm anticipating them, correct? Same for me. I say, these are the games that I'm anticipating playing this year. This year, every time someone asks me that question, I'm like, I really don't know.
Okay, first things first. One, you should probably get a shirt that actually fits you, Phil. Just saying. I understand that, you think you're cutting corners, buying off the rack, like, you're above that or whatever the case may be. It's not like you were wearing tailor-made shit before that. But you might want to go up a size or two. I understand mommy bought you all your clothes and washed all your clothes, so you don't necessarily know what you're doing. I get it. 42, you didn't learn how to wash clothes till you were 35. Womp womp. But go if you look at something and you think it looks okay and you're not willing to try it on, go up one size more. Just food for thought. Secondly, and this is probably the most important thing, chat. There's too many options out there. That's literally what it comes down to. There's literally too many options. No one has to wait on him anymore. And on top of that, it's not about, is this the hot new release? Is there a bunch of hype behind this? Is this, that, and the third? Maximilian can play anything and bring in numbers. Dr. Disrespect can bring in anything and can play anything and bring in numbers. Justin Wong can play anything and bring in numbers. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it is, Tevin can play anything and bring in numbers. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why is because of the actual streamer themselves. Then it's the game. Well, it's the streamers, it's the streamer, then the ambiance, then the game. At least that's my three. Everybody's different. So if people are not showing up to watch you play games, Phil, that's a you issue. And yet again, the top releases, the big games, are not going to save you. They're not meant to. You're supposed to make the game engaging. Aren't you the one who said all those years ago, I use these games as the ingredients to make my work of art? Didn't you say, oh, they'll never be able to take me down, or they'll never be able to stop gaming on YouTube because I'm the one who puts all the button presses in, and that's what makes my gameplay unique from everybody else? Okay, so you're automatically saying that, you know, the gameplay or the playthrough doesn't exist without you. So you're the problem. You're literally the issue. So figure out how you're going to fix you, and maybe the content will get better. But truth be told, it won't. Because he's muddied, well, Proper would say he muddied the waters, but truth be told, he pissed in everybody's soup for so many goddamn years that he made himself irrelevant. There's no demand for DSP outside of the people that's already in this niche audience. And then if you go even beyond that, you have people who watch him casually. That's essentially it. Oh, DSP is a name who's been on the internet for a long time, and a lot of people make fun of him. And it can be lucrative, at least if people want to come in and grift off it. That's essentially it. There's far too much creativity and talent in this community that it can't really even carry DSP anymore. Like, DSP is not looked at, and maybe this is just me, but DSP is not looked at as a person amongst the detractor community if you think about it. He's merely a lump of clay. He's something that can be molded for whatever you're trying to do. You want to go ahead and branch off to music, you can do that. You want to do this is how you don't play, you can do that. You want to do commentary, you can do that. If you want to do edited clips, you can do that. If you just want to do clips, you can do that. How is it that one person can be used in all of those different manners, and yet he himself can't figure out how to fix his own fucking problems?
Yeah, he's definitely a content catalyst, is how my boy Shinko would put it.
Yeah, that's what big ups to Shinko.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like you can do whatever you want, and I've encouraged it for throughout the years. It's like, if you want to make something, just go make it and give it a shot.
Indeed.
And people tell you, "Hey, I like this," or they won't say shit. It's not that big of a shock, and if you want to scratch that itch, go for it. I mean, there's 16 years full of content of DSP's existence on the internet. Plus, I mean, look at what Alt has been doing on, WPIG, where he goes back in time and checks out all this stuff and is pulling up all the old archives and things.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many different avenues to just laugh at Phil for being Phil. And the problem with Phil, like you said, is he doesn't understand how to change himself. He has no idea or concept that he is the one fucking everything up. Because it can't be his fault. It's the game's fault. Developer's fault. It's the fault of the people who do the net code. Looking at you, the Cannon brothers. Yeah. Like, are you going to get an apology email from Phil? No. Like, there's so many different options, but Phil can't make sense of why he is falling apart currently.
Well, like past Tevin said, maybe he'll figure it out eventually. Maybe.
I just don't. I don't know what to say. These games don't stand out. The ones that you try end up kind of not being as good as you hoped, or they fizzle out, or they just don't retain an audience. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different for me. than a common person who just plays a video game. Not only do I have to entertain myself with a game, I have to entertain a live audience, correct? And that's challenging, especially when this year there have been way too many of the same style of game, i.e. lengthy ass RPGs that all came out within about a 3 to 4 month period back to back. They all killed themselves off. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Persona 3 Reload, that Grand Blue RPG, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Dragon's Dogma 2, and that's just a few. There's like another 5 in there that I didn't even mention. Within like 3 months, they just killed each other's momentum. It was so hard to entertain any kind of interest on these long-form RPGs. And the one that I finished, Like a Dragon, I got yelled at the entire time for even finishing. So, I had more interest this year so far on the fighting game content I did with Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 6, with the Return to Elden Ring playthrough, with the...
Okay, let me step in. First off, did anybody even really care about that Return to Elden Ring situation? 2, his Tekken 8 coverage, whatever you want to call it, was garbage. He is completely and utterly out fucking classed, and he just won't accept it. He's no different than Leffen. And I have a clip on that too, actually. He's no different than Leffen. Like, Leffen thought his quote unquote influence in the Smash community was just gonna carry him into Tekken, I guess. And he thought he was gonna be hot shit. And he found out that the game is far too complex, which it is. And then he wanted to bash the game and thought the community was just gonna be like, oh, well, that's Big Leffen. We can't say shit. And the guys came out there for his motherfucking neck. And then he had to cry his way all the way back home because he couldn't get anybody to side with him. I don't know, but don't mind the Leffen thing. I've got a whole cornucopia of shit for you on a whole nother stream about that, because I've been looking at getting that Leffen for a minute, and if you guys see the fuckery, you'll see why.
Other Crab's Treasure playthrough, right? And with Fallout 4 than I have with anything else this year. That includes all new releases.
Oh, my fault, Prop. You gonna say something?
No, it's just getting over 420.
Gotcha.
That I tried to play, they just didn't work. Okay? And this is an oddity, because usually in the early part of the year, we got a ton of big giant games. Just last year, you had Hogwarts Legacy, which admittedly didn't retain interest the whole way through, but still had a humongous hype beginning. Resident Evil 4 Remake.
Wait. I need you to bring that back. Okay, so Hogwarts Legacy had a bunch of hype and everything around it, but you couldn't retain viewership. That's the part that I want to focus on. That right there will work. I like seeing him with his head down. All right, here we go.
I had more interest this year so far on the fighting game content I did with Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 6, with the Return to Elden Ring playthrough, with the Another Crab's Treasure playthrough, right? And with Fallout 4 than I have with anything else this year. That includes all new releases that I tried to play. They just didn't work. Okay? And this is an oddity, because usually in the early part of the year, we got a ton of big giant games. Just last year, you had Hogwarts Legacy, which admittedly didn't retain interest the whole way through, but still had a humongous hype beginning. Resident Evil 4 Remake. Really great horror remake with new content, it was really great. And that's just off the top of my head, 2 giant games that everyone loved. I can't tell you one this year. None. 0. Right? So because of that, I have to make decisions on what we're going to be playing on this channel. And I keep asking you guys for honest feedback. And, I get different kinds of feedback from time to time. And, one of the things that over the years people have always asked me for was variety and covering the styles of games that usually I ignore. A lot of people have said that one of the big things and problems with DSP Gaming is that I don't cover the small scale games ever, right? I always cover the big ones, but I never really go to the indie market. You never see me playing these small games that get viral popularity. I tried to change that this year. I played Helldivers, correct? And it blew up in popularity. I played it for a while, and then what happened? It fizzled out. We played it for about a month. It got repetitive and boring. And as of now, there's no new content for it. I'm still following it. They haven't really updated it in a while, and people are actually starting to criticize the game, saying that they might kill their own game if they don't start updating it because there's nothing new to do in it. That's not good, right? So, I'm doing my best. Now, one of the things that people have asked for is for me to play...
Wait, you were doing your best by watching a game that you couldn't retain any attention in, get bashed on Twitter by a bunch of people who actually completed the game and want to see more content. That's you doing your best. That's you changing up and being better. I almost let that slide. I almost let that slide. Okay, sure. Like, yet again, it goes back to the old statement of DSP literally sits around and waits for people and waits for games to fail. That's all he does all day. DSP News, DSPN, I should say. DSP News is my shit. DSPN is his garbage. It literally embodies that. It's him sitting around waiting to report on people who failed. That's all it is. There's no real value to it. It's the drama segment. It's literally a drama report without it being drama report.
One of the big things and problems with DSP Gaming is that I don't cover the small scale games ever, right? I always cover the big ones, but I never really go to the indie market. You never see me playing these small games that get viral popularity. I tried to change that this year. I played Helldivers, correct? And it blew up in popularity. I played it for a while, and then what happened? It fizzled out. We played it for about a month. It got repetitive and boring, and as of now, there's no new content for it. You know, I'm still following it. They haven't really updated it in a while, and people are actually starting to criticize the game, saying that they might kill their own game if they don't start updating it because there's nothing new to do in it. That's not good, right? So, you know, I'm doing my best. Now, one of the things that people have asked for is for me to play PC games, right? Now, some people are completely misinformed, which is hilarious. They say, you've always had a PC, you just refuse to play PC games. I don't even know what you're talking about. I have a PC over there that's 10 years old, okay? When I bought it, I wanted to play, record, and stream games, and it couldn't even do it when I bought it. I'm not saying it's a lemon, it's not, but basically, I had a rude awakening when I bought that PC that you can't just do everything on one rig. You essentially, if you're going to be a PC gamer, and you're going to play high-end games, you kind of either need a premium rig or you need two PCs, you know? So...
First things first. The two PC thing is what he took from Arturo, which is ironic in a lot of ways because Arturo fucked over a friend of his of 20 years out of roughly $3,600, give or take, and whatnot, and has completely and utterly abandoned the FGC over it. So that's kind of wild. If you guys know, you know. But that's kind of wild that DSP really thinks that he needs two PCs to run a good game and stream it, especially since not at his quality. Definitely unnecessary. And more importantly than that, you're telling me over 10 years of you having that fucking $3,000 lemon, you couldn't save up an additional $3,000 to $6,000 later on to get a better rig? Over 10 years, over a decade, you couldn't put away $5,000. And I'm being generous with that. Make it make sense.
Let's make it make sense by mobile game addiction. and that's a problem. I mean, anything that Phil says he needs and can't afford is a complete lie. I mean, he even goes as far as his honeymoon that he harped on recently. Oh, I've never went on a honeymoon with my wife, and now I have to buy 3 plane tickets to get her fat ass to Disneyland?
Basically.
Like where we go with this? Like, we can't take her to Japan. They're gonna hunt her down.
Yeah, they are.
Harpoon her ass. I mean, like the problem is that Phil is his own worst enemy in all walks of his own life. His existence revolves around him so much that he fucks it up, and he just can't blame himself. He can't look, into his own existence and his own reality because he just is just so fucked up mentally right now. And I can't tell if that was from sitting too long and being terminally online, as people like to say, or if it's just from him not interacting with people, period, anymore.
Could be a little bit of both, but at the end of the day, I mean, there was no way he was going to be able to face the gout in the mirror. That just wasn't going to happen.
But what was he playing on that 3K limit? Because he was using like integrated graphics with it and shit, yeah. And like his settings were all fucked up.
Yep.
And if he changed the settings, the thing would have ran fine.
Yeah, that's all it was. Really
but he never wanted to learn.
No, he didn't. He wanted it to work straight out the box, which is the reason why he's so attached to his console gaming, to be honest with you. Was that what it was, Great Fox? It was Rage?
Yeah, Rage. Yeah, that's Rage. It.
Big ups.
Big on.
In the last year, or the last decade is what I meant to say, I have on and off played some PC games on it, and most of them end up not running so well. So we kind of just laid back and said, we're not going to do it anymore. Let's focus on console, because this PC is just not up to snuff for playing games, right? So for a lot of people who say things like, oh, he just ignored PC gaming, that's baloney. I would have done PC games. That was my intention when I bought this PC 10 years ago. It didn't work out. It wouldn't even play like Rage, which was the game that I tried when it first launched. It didn't even run well on this. It was choppy. So what do? Right? Anyway, so fast forward to the present day, I have a mini PC, right? This was donated to me last year, and quite honestly, I haven't really implemented it yet. I always intended I was going to do this kind of content on it. This is going to be a whole new audience for me. People have said over the years, this is the style of gaming you ignore. Why do you ignore it? You should totally be playing.
Sure.
So, how is it that a man who has donated all of his equipment, donated games, donated props, donated upgrades, and yet he still claims that he pays $5,000 for business expenses for a month? Make that make sense.
Those WWE champion pulls, man. Like I said, fucking 6-star Hollywood Hogan isn't gonna pull himself.
Phil wishes he could.
But
he'd watch that all day.
Shit, like yeah, nah, not at all. Like it goes back to, it goes back to this old narrative that I have where him being present, or him existing, I should say, warrants that any changes or any improvements you expect him to do is literally on you. You have to provide the hardware. You have to walk him through how that hardware is supposed to work. And you have to pay for all the continuous improvements moving forward. Because that's the reason why he don't purchase anything. Like when he got away with that bricked Nintendo Switch, which I'm still in the minority in that. I don't know if it was really bricked. I think he did something to it. To be honest with you, like the night before, I don't know what he did, but did something and it caused it to brick. I don't think what I'm saying was it wasn't bricked when it came out the box. After he got away with that scheme, I mean, it was pretty much all uphill for him after that. Because we go from the Nintendo Switch, and keep in mind, chat, he took that console back, got his money for it, and then someone bought him a brand new one. So it literally cost him nothing. So he did that. He did the PS4 Pro. After the PS4 Pro, it was the laptop, right?
Laptop, the TV, the mini PC, his controllers, the new mic for Brian/Cat.
Mm-hmm.
Like just going down the list of things that have been given to him and to him, it's just like, it's unreal. I just don't get how this man struggles so hard to come up with anything. Yeah, Xbox Series X. That's another one. And,
that's right, yeah.
And you could keep going on it. I mean, it's insane. And for him to be this bitchy about everything. Because, like you said, when you just described how you have to give the whole package to Phil with the instructions and guide him to his finish line and make sure that he does it correctly, you're describing his fan experience while they watch his streams too.
Basically.
Yeah.
Basically.
So imagine that. This man had to get his hair brushed by his mommy with a special brush up until he was like 16. Couldn't do the laundry at 35. What makes you think he can even figure out his life at 42?
It's really a sight to behold, man. I gotta tell you. It's really a sight to behold. Oh, all right, chat. I've got 10 more minutes, give or take.
Indie games and more PC-centric games, and now you have a mini PC that will run them. Not to say it's going to run high-end games. It's not. Anything graphically intensive, it probably won't run. But why don't you dabble more in indie games, right? So we've been waiting, and we just had that opportunity. We did an Indies Marathon a little over a week ago. It went well, right? I had a great time. We picked out 3 games during the marathon that said, hey, these could all be future playthroughs that I do. Correct? I mean, this all happened. I didn't, imagine any of this. This has all been happening over the last decade. People saying, I don't play enough PC stuff. I ignore it. That's unfortunate. Please implement that into my content. And I haven't really had opportunity to do so. Now I have opportunity to do so. Correct? Okay. Fair enough. We can all agree that this has all happened. I didn't, just invent this in my head.
But he did invent it, because if you think about all those redemption runs, think about all those worthless marathons, think about all that bullshit that he used to crowd his space when he could have very well started some of those PC playthroughs. Or he could have, actually, someone pointed out earlier in the chat, he could have spent some of that time and money from the vet streak, for example, to upgrade his rig. Well, he's got to clean that shit first, and God knows, I'd hate to see what's in that bitch. Like, that shit must be absolutely disgusting if it's not an outright fire hazard. The opportunities were there, he just didn't want to do it. It was just the can that he kept kicking down the street, hoping that future Phil will figure it out while current Phil can reap the benefits, if you will.
I'm not hallucinating, right?
And how he does it this way. Opportunity after opportunity have come into Phil's hands. Everything from being an FGC commentator to being on a reality TV show. And he's turned it all down.
Mm-hmm.
And he messed it all up, and he squandered almost every opportunity people have ever passed him. And I've never seen him actually come up on anything. And really, drive home, a point. Or get into a comfortable zone.
It requires too much. Think about I'll try to be brief, but think about the E3 coverage, right? What was that? That was 2013?
Yeah.
Okay. So why didn't he ask for tickets in 2014? Why didn't he ask for tickets in 2015?
He should have.
Yeah,
they would have passed him to him.
Yeah, they would have.
But he didn't want to do the work.
Yeah, he didn't want to ask. He was catered to that one time. It made him feel special. It made him feel important. It made him feel valued to be presented with those tickets or whatever. And then he supposedly had to use all of his business experience to finagle another pass for John, which that wouldn't have, you or I or James Lesser could have asked for that and we would have gotten it. So I don't know what he had to negotiate. But because he wasn't catered to that following year or the years afterwards, he felt like they just abandoned him. He felt like, they just left me for dead. Didn't I not do a good job? Was I not a good boy doing hundreds of videos on this one game that didn't even come out, or if it did, it didn't do well? Why wouldn't you guys appreciate it? You told me I did a good job. You told me I did great work while everybody else was out there networking, partying, having a good time. What you should do. I was in the hotel room with my boyfriend. Sorry. I was in the hotel room with John doing all this work. I mean, Jesus Christ. I wonder if John decided to go to those parties. Did he at least, I guess if John went, he would have gone, I would think. But you and John just were stuck up in that hotel room that whole time? You guys didn't do shit? Think about that. Think about that wasted opportunity. And like I said, if you're putting out 100+ videos on some random ass game that Machinima made a deal with or whatever, and you didn't do much else, right? You didn't have any clips from the parties or from the events. You weren't interviewing other content creators and being like, hey man, I've been a big fan of yours. What's up? How have you been? What do you think of E3 so far? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if there were cosplayers out there yet, but you know what I mean? You didn't do anything of real value. You hyper focused on what you thought was important. He literally misconstrued or he misunderstood why they even sent him out there. You had media passes. That means you basically report on everything, or you get clips of everything. You don't just hyper focus on the things that matter to you and pass that off like, you're special. And that's how he's been pretty much his entire existence. The one, as I'll bring it up because you did, the situation with Machinima, when it came to the fighting game coverage or whatever, he should have pounced on that. Because just imagine if he agrees to it, they can get Maximilian to agree with it, and then Max had connection. Well, he was on good terms with people. They could have got Seth Killian in there. They could have gotten David Serlin in there. They could have got a bunch of other people, and they could have made that work. But I think DSP was scared that he'd get pushed out. So he's like, well, no, you guys aren't going to You know, those guys don't really like me, or I don't think they like me. So why would I want to put my efforts towards that if I'm not going to benefit it in the end? That's just my theory, but I think that's what it came down to.
That makes sense. I mean, Phil was talking shit on, you know, SRK and talking shit to everybody, and he already knew that people didn't like him, period, in the FGC. So why even make the attempt to try to change people's minds about him? To show him that he could work with other people and actually not be a giant douchebag. But instead, he just ran his mouth longer on the internet.
Exactly. But here's the crazy part, because you already have kind of proven my point. The very community that he wanted recognition from, hence the reason why he was so hyper focused on growing his YouTube channel, he ended up fucking himself over with a golden opportunity. Let me reword this. Let me remix it. Basically, he hyper focused on his YouTube channel and being successful on YouTube, so he could show the FGC, hey, I am worth a damn. Hey, people do want to listen to me. You guys should take me seriously. Because of his quote unquote work and efforts, Machinima recognized him as, hey, you do fighting game coverage. You're pretty well known for it, I guess. He wasn't good at it, but he was well known for it. Why don't you? We have this thought process. We're thinking about this project. Would you be interested in coming aboard? Is that not the ultimate, hey, FGC, look at where I'm at, and I'm going to make y'all money now. I've made myself big without you guys, and now I'm going to make even more money for you guys. You guys have to accept me now. Success is the greatest form of revenge. And he fucked it.
You're
all
sounding
up.
like Keemstar.
It's true. It's true.
Sounds like Keemstar. Weird.
It is a Keemstarish. It is a Keemstarish type tactic. I agree, but it's true though.
Yeah, but that guy did make fuck you money. So, I mean, and now he hires lolcows just for his own entertainment as a way to try to bait Phil into showing up.
That show is completely and utterly hinged on DSP. If he doesn't get DSP on lolcow live in the next year, he might as well pack that shit up. But hell, by the end of the year, if he can't get DSP even to make an appearance, then you might as well pack it up.
Yeah.
Might as well pack it up. All right, here we go.
In addition to that, people have said that I should try to play games as soon as they come out. Don't wait. Jump on a game as soon as it's out, because that's when the iron is hot or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And with PC games, that's my problem, is that I just never did that. I always waited, and I would play stuff late. Like Helldivers 2, I waited a couple of months to play it. Well, you know what? Admittedly, I was misinformed on the game. I was told you can't play it solo, that you need a team.
Sorry, I muted myself. My bad. Wait a second. You were misinformed about Helldivers, saying that you had to play it with a team. You couldn't play it by yourself. Doesn't this idiot run a show, DSPN, which is a gaming news fucking show, or segment, if you will? That's really what it is. How are you misinformed when you go over gaming news? How does that work? That's
well, when you get your news on Twitter, I mean, if nobody's tweeting about Helldivers 2 and the fact that it's fine to play solo, then how is he ever going to know?
All right, that's a fair point. That's a damn good point. I can't even argue against that. That's a damn good point. Son of a bitch. Damn. You gotta be so goddamn lazy, Phil.
Apparently, I was misinformed, because now I know you could just jump in, jump out, drop in, drop out. I didn't know that. Now I know that. And, you know...
Actually, I have an example, to be honest. I can't counter that point, so I'm not going to try to. But, like, I do have a... But it's the equivalent of someone who bought, like, Modern Warfare 3, right, currently, right, the remake, and they try to jump into zombies, and they think they have to be in a party to play zombies. You don't. You can play it solo. It's a little toggle at the bottom on the left. That's all you have to do. But you'd be surprised how many people I've run into who are like, yeah, man, I want to get into zombies and level up and shit, but I can't because I don't want to actually, because I always have to be in a party. It's like, says who? There's a toggle right there. So I guess you could say it falls under that same category. That's silly.
In a lot of ways, it's very hard to get an education on every single game that's out there now, because there's misinformation and people represent them differently than you would, you need to know. I need to know what a game is before I can even decide if I'm going to play it or not, And I, admittedly, I would have played Helldivers 2 earlier if I had known that I could have played it the way that I did play it. I thought that you needed a dedicated team and it was basically unplayable without talking, and that's not the case, okay? But anyway, so being told, strike when the fire's hot, play when the games are new, right? All right, fair enough. I'll make an effort to do that, right? So the situation that we're in right now, all right? Fallout 4 is doing decently. It's not doing amazingly, but it's doing decently. It's bringing in that crowd of chill vibe style gamers who want to hang back and be entertained by a relaxing game that's a classic to them. A game I've only played once, so it's my second exposure to the game, which is great. It's not like I know everything about the game. It looks amazing now with my new setup and everything. We're having a good interactive time when I play it. You know what I'm saying? It does well. It's doing decently. Every time I play it, good crowd comes out, regulars and supporters. So it's working in the rotation. Street Fighter 6. It's working, but it's working for a certain crowd. The fighting game crowd. Those who are interested to see me either play competitive games online or fighting games in particular. It's not everybody. I know probably about half my audience doesn't care about fighting games, and that's because for a decade, I basically didn't care about fighting games, right? In the last year...
Well, truth be told, you still don't. Like, I'm sorry, I had to point this out because, like, he says that, you know, playing Street Fighter competitively, but he's not part of the competitive community. He's not part of the FGC. And truth be told, he doesn't play Street Fighter competitively because, excuse me, he's not trying to get better. He's not trying to learn how to be a better player. He's just emulating whatever shit he thinks he can well, let me reword that. He emulates what he can execute. And that's it. And he doesn't even understand why it works. As long as he can emulate it, as long as he can copy it, that's all that really matters to him. But then he gets butthurt about how, oh, well, I see this person do it, but it doesn't work for me. These Cammy players, these Ryu players, these JPs keep handing him his ass. Like you have to choose. Like, either you're into competitive fighting games or you're not. Because you're stalking all these... Matter of fact, I was going to save this. Fuck it. I was going to save this, but screw it. If you follow DSP's Twitch, don't actually follow it, but if you once or twice in the evening, check his stream around the time that, like, Justin, the times that Chris G, Vesper Arcades, just some of the people that he's been known to interact with or whatever, check what DSP's doing around the time those guys are streaming, and more than likely, you might actually find Phil in there. He may just say, "What's up?" and then he stays quiet for the rest of the night. Or he may try to interact or inject himself into a situation, because I caught him doing that like a week ago. Can't remember who it was I was watching. It wasn't Justin, and it wasn't Max. It was somebody else.
Wouldn't be surprised if it was Diaphone.
It might have been. But I mean, like I said, he wasn't trying to make his presence known or whatever, and he was very fortunate that people weren't shitting on him. But he was in there, and he was kind of, I guess, for the lack of a better term, he was trying to be normal. He was, like, asking questions. He was hoping to try to get some feedback. It was one of the few occasions where he didn't try to make it about himself. But you could clearly tell if he could, he would have. So this dude, when he's supposed to be spending time with his wife and all that other bullshit narrative, is actually fucking around doing all this other shit. He's been not stalking. He's been talking to Brian for weeks on end when he should be spending time with his wife, right? And his kid, meaning Phil. So, I mean, make it make sense. If you're going to take the time and try to put in the effort to get better, then commit to it. Don't make it seem like you're too good to do it, or you don't want to be involved with those people because you feel like those people are toxic, or they haven't grown up, or they're not really, or they've wronged you 20 goddamn years ago, and you don't want to turn the other cheek, so to speak, and be the better man for it. Justin didn't wrong you and shit. He was honest. You know what I'm saying? Dialaphone didn't do shit to you, and you didn't sat there and try to fuck that guy's video over by deleting your comment. You know what I mean? There's a lot of dudes who didn't do anything to you. Yeah, that's true. When does Phil make sense? Sorry, it's a bad habit I have trying to apply logic to this shit.
Fighter 6. It's working, but it's working for a certain crowd. The fighting game crowd. Those who are interested to see me either play competitive games online or fighting games in particular. It's not everybody. I know probably about half my audience doesn't care about fighting games, and that's because for a decade, I basically didn't care about fighting games, right? In the last year, I have gotten way back into the competitive arena of fighting games. I'm better now, and now I have a uniquely awesome setup where I can actually play at a higher level because of no input lag.
I don't know about any of you guys, chat, or even Proper himself. That's just all placebo. Nothing has really changed. This is part of his overall narrative that, hey, if I tweak settings and I'm making things visually better for me, hey, I'm gonna have to go to PC eventually. You guys should really look at donating a PC to me if you want to see me play fighting games at the top level. I'm tired of hearing these detractors, trolls, haters, and critics saying that I'm garbage, saying that I'm not good and I never was good. You weren't, Phil. I'm being honest. And whatnot. And he really thinks that PC is going to be able to prove it. He really thinks if he can get on PC and if he can bring together some wins against lesser players, I hate to say it that way because I don't want to call them scrubs, but you know what I mean? Like weaker opponents or inexperienced opponents. Let's do that. He thinks that he's going to be hot shit. But if he runs into Chris G, if he runs into Punk, if he runs into fucking, well, you already saw what happened when he ran into Snake Eyes and Nephew, and he already ran into Chris G twice. Like,
Yeah,
you know, like a PC is not going to help him, but you can see how, at least the way I see it, how he's trying to build the narrative to it. And for him to sit there and lie and say, I haven't cared about Street Fighter or fighting games for over a decade, that's a lie. He played every new fighting game that came out, just about. He played every re-release of Super Turbo that was pretty much put out on console that he could play online. So tell me where there was never a time or there was never a year he never cared about Street Fighter. Shit, he played 30th Anniversary for how many years?
like a decade.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He played when Third Strike was re-released, he played it. You know what I mean? Every collection Capcom puts out for fighting games, he played it. So
Yeah, but we can't play Fightcade.
yeah, well, no, we can't. That's where killers are at.
No, it's just like he can't give up his IP because people will find it out. Oh no, nobody cares.
Nah, no one cares.
That's a hard thing to believe for Phil. Is that like no one cares? Like, are there people who are going to do ops and dumb shit? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Does that shit happen? Sure. But in the detractor sphere right now, currently, nobody cares. You want to say you're hot shit at the fighting game that you've played for decades plus? Prove it. Go on Fightcade. Step up. Killers are there. And he can handle the chat in that thing. People show up and just to laugh at him in that chat.
Mm-hmm.
Guaranteed. And he couldn't do anything about it. He couldn't get into the hug box and hide from it. But, he's avoided, anime fighters and things like that because he's like, oh, I don't like those. But any other fighting game, you're right. He's dabbled them. Tried them out. Attempted to stamp his claim as being good at competitive fighting games, as he puts it. Yet he hides in casuals, dodges rank, and usually for the first couple days hides in story mode without even taking games online.
Very true. It is.
So he's not serious about fighting games anymore. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. You can be serious about being a variety streamer. But you got to put forth effort, and that's the thing. Is that currently I think people are starting to figure out that Phil is really just masked up right now. Mm-hmm. He's hiding behind his little mask, pretending that he provides you value other than being laughed at. And I don't think he has much worth for himself currently.
I mean, he never really did, to be honest with you. he never really did. And as pointed out by the chat, it's true that there are people who go too far. And I'm not condoning that. It happens in every community, to be honest. It's a thing, to be honest. But as it pertains to guys in the FGC, none of those guys care. Like, none of those guys care. He's another nameless punching bag that they know that it's going to be clipped by someone else and then their name's just going to circulate. He's essentially free advertising. Just like when he was playing Marvel 2 and he thought he was hot shit and he was just a walking ATM to those guys, same concept. He's nothing more than a walking, I wouldn't say clout because it's not really clout. Would you consider notoriety and clout the same thing? Kind of, sort of, maybe adjacent?
I think they're adjacent to each other, but I feel what you're getting at is that Phil is used as a stepping stone.
Thank
Currently.
you. He's a step.
I mean, look at what Brian's doing. Brian allegedly came back and talked to Phil to try to hook his wagon up to Phil
Good on him.
because he wanted to build his presence in fighting games, and starting with Street Fighter 6. What does he know? Oh, I have a friend, Phil. I played Apex with him before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that wasn't too bad. Well, how about if we play Street Fighter? I heard you play Street Fighter. Phil, do you want to play Street Fighter? And Brian's kicking his ass.
Yeah, he is.
He's kicking him, stomping him. And now Phil is going to, show up on Friday night and be like, dude, I've got it down. I can do everything under the sun now. I can parry stuff and do my combos because apparently he's figured out the right settings to compete. It's going to be embarrassing.
It is. But see, here's the thing.
Especially on mic.
Yeah, absolutely. Because Brian likes to banter. I will say this. Because Brian is like a Marissa specialist, right?
I think he's playing Manon.
Oh, it's a Manon. I'm sorry. He's a Manon specialist.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. What I will say this. If Brian branches out and learns and uses Phil, just as I said, Phil he's a combo dummy. If he uses Phil to experiment with other characters and levels those characters up to where his Manon's at, he's going to get far more bang for his buck than keep beating Phil up with the same character week after week after week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he should just use Phil as the punching bag and just test out his,
other characters.
Techniques.
Yeah, his
other
secondaries and his
characters.
thirds. Yeah.
Might as well. I mean, if you're beating somebody that bad, and I've been there. I suck at fighting games. I've had a friend who was like, hey, man, help me with a training for a tournament. I was like, what do I need to do? I suck at fighting games. He's like, block? Push buttons? Be a person? I was like, all right, you got it. And I maybe took a round from him in Ultimate Marvel 3. Maybe. And I was like, I'm sorry I'm not better. And he's like, dude, you're playing the game. You're trying. That's all I needed.
Basically.
I mean, but still, Phil is like really gung-ho about being good at fighting games. And he has to prove it to everybody.
But he's not.
But he's not.
He's not, man. Like, because I've been carrying the flag on that shit since damn near day one. He's not. He has so many. There's so many fundamental holes in his game, right? Where like, for someone with his experience, you shouldn't be making amateur like mistakes like that. And he mashes. And in chat, hold me to this. He mashes just as good as the people that he says. Then he mashes just as well as the people he says mash against him. And it's because of that he can cover mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And you put him up against a person that doesn't have a lot of experience or just learning or whatever. Yeah, he's going to do pretty well, if you will, or he's going to do well. But you put up against someone who's somewhat competent, right? Or someone who's at least familiar with the matchup, which he has no matchup knowledge whatsoever. He's going to get fucked. Proper fucked.
He's going to get good and fucked hard because he makes mistakes. And that's fine if you make mistakes, but to not learn from your mistakes is the problem. Mm-hmm. Say in most shooters, if you're playing your shooter game, you have a priority to peek on a certain angle of cover.
Right.
Say for Destiny, if I peek left because if you run to the right side, your body's more exposed before you can actually take a shot. Mm-hmm. That's game knowledge. That comes with experience in gameplay against weird situations. And Phil is so gung-ho on being good at the fighting game, he won't put himself into, a compromising position or something that makes him uncomfortable to where he's forced to learn. He doesn't want to learn. He doesn't feel like it's necessary anymore. He's gained all that experience.
I'm telling you, because you and I have had this conversation before, and I've spoken about it in videos. Him skipping out on Street Fighter V was a detriment, a major detriment, and he didn't see it then, and probably most people didn't. But you see it now. You know what I'm saying? Like all those years that people grinded out Street Fighter V, he wants to call them shills, he wants to call them sellouts, he wants to say, oh, it was the only game they had, so that's why they did it, and they don't really care, or whatever. Those people are the ones that are on top or slowly but surely making their way on top now. Look at where he's at. He barely has any experience with Street Fighter V. He doesn't understand why people do anything from the neutral game, right? He can't hit confirm as well as he should be able to. Don't be wrong, he can hit confirm, just not well. He doesn't understand matchups, doesn't understand framing. His reflexes and reactions have turned against him. They've betrayed him, if you will. Betrayal! They've betrayed him. That he's a husk. He essentially has to learn everything from the bottom up, and he can't do it. I don't think it's a matter of that he won't do it. I think he can't do it.
No, he doesn't. His brain's just Swiss cheese from too much gin or something, man.
Agreed.
Like he just doesn't have it in him anymore. I mean, people talk about his pride and things like that. There's no pride left.
No.
Anybody with an ounce of pride would take steps to improve their situation on their own. And Phil can't do that. He has to be dragged across the finish line.
Basically. All right, chat, we've got like 5 more minutes.
And I get it, some people don't care. But some people do. Street Fighter is working. Whenever I play it, people show up, and people are supporting Street Fighter in general, so that's working. Okay? So I have no complaints about Fallout 4, Street Fighter. Every once in a while, you're having an odd night or an odd stream where, you know, attendance is lower, support is lower, but that's just par for the course of any business. It's fine. Okay? For me, it's filling in the other gaps. Okay? It's filling in the other gaps. I don't know what else to fill in. What do I do to fill in the other time slots for gameplay between these games? Because I can't just play Fallout 4 and Street Fighter 6 constantly for the next 3 weeks, right? So, seeing everything that was going on and hearing everyone's feedback, right? Basically, people say, play things when they're new, branch out and play bigger variety of games. Okay, great. Sounds good. I got a mini PC. Let's play Hades 2 right now. It just dropped. It's literally white hot popular against the PC gaming crowd. PC gamers are into it right now, and it's brand new. It just came out a few weeks ago, okay? What about Multiverses? It literally just dropped, not even a week ago, right? It's brand new. It's something to explore, okay? So I am playing the new stuff, all right? At the same time that I'm saying all of this, all right? There is a mentality among people, all right, that I should just play whatever I want. Like, I mean, Phil, I don't know why you ask these questions for feedback or whatever. I just don't, because you should just be playing whatever you want. If you play whatever you want, you're going to enjoy yourself. You're going to be entertained. It's going to come through in the content. People are going to like it, and it's all going to work out, right? Okay, that's the feedback I get, right? Okay, fair enough. So, let's talk about what's going on currently. Fallout 4, Street Fighter 6 doing well. Multiverses. I tried to play it on launch day. Didn't even work. Okay? I couldn't even get into the server. And I wasn't going to waste an entire stream sitting here like an idiot, clicking, trying to get into the server. Oh, I've done that before. I did that with Street Fighter 5. I did that with GTA Online. I've wasted entire days. Remember Overwatch 2? I'm not doing that anymore. If a game doesn't work at launch, I'm out of there. I'm going to come back when the game works. For sure.
Thank you, Phil.
Yeah, Overwatch 2. I was going to say, when did that happen?
Dude, that was launch day for Overwatch 2, and he couldn't get into it because he had to queue. So he sat there and did a Q&A stream. Yeah, he sat there. The whole thing was just had the queue up, and then he wouldn't wouldn't even try it. It would just sit there and just spin on him, and he would just sit there and answer questions and get paid. So I don't know where he's coming off about this nonsense, because he's done it all the time. He just didn't even give Multiverses the effort, because he's in so much panic that the new games won't give him money that he wants, that he has to do something that obviously made money, which was Street Fighter at the time. And, well, it didn't really work. Not that day, at least.
Sure, I'm not going to waste my time and the viewers' time. We're going to do other stuff. So I came back the next day, all right, and we played it. And admittedly, when I played Multiverses on Wednesday instead of Tuesday, I already noticed the drop-off in interest because it wasn't launch day. There's nothing I can do about that. The game did not work on launch day, right? And the game didn't run very well on Xbox. But, basically, I was really enjoying the game, trying to get back into it, right? I liked the gameplay. I just didn't like how the game performed on Xbox. It was choppy, freezing, unfreezing, really stupid, okay? So we played it again on PlayStation 5 yesterday, and this is what I want to get to. So yesterday, I'm playing Multiverses on PS5, all right? And again, I'm trying different characters and stuff. It's not like, oh, Phil's only playing one character and he refuses to even explore the game. Oh, no. So far, I've used Bugs Bunny, Iron Giant, the new character, Banana Guard. I did a little bit of Jason Voorhees, and Velma. So 5 characters in 2 sessions. I've already played with 5 different characters and tried them out, right? I wish I could play with more, but, you know, the game is limited with who you can use. I'd love to use Agent Smith or Joker, but they're locked, right? I can't do anything. That's the game model that they put into the game. When I played it yesterday, it performed much better. It wasn't freezing, and it wasn't having those graphical issues, but the connections are still wonky. So half the matches are dropping or end up being laggy, and I'm noticing with the rebalancing they did in the last 2 years, they basically ruined a few characters. Like, Velma is pretty worthless now, and not even really playable, quite frankly. I don't know why anyone would select her. She's so bad, okay? So, that was Multiverses yesterday. How did the stream do? Well, viewership plummeted as I was playing it. And quite honestly, if it weren't for 1 or 2 people who came in with big contributions, the stream would have been also dead in that regard too. I constantly get people now complaining when I'm playing Multiverses. This game is boring. This game is not Smash Brothers. It tries to be Smash Brothers and it fails. Stop playing it. All right? Now, by the way, this was after a few months of people asking me, hey, are you going to play Multiverses when it comes out? You know, it's coming out in you know, end of May, early June, right? It's going to be exciting, the full release and everything. So I did what people wanted. They wanted me to check this game out, saying that it was good, or they were interested in it at the very least. And it's out, and now it seems like people have no interest in it at all. The thing is, I am interested in it. The 2 times I played it, I actually had fun. Now, I was disappointed with Velma, that they ruined her. I like Bugs Bunny. I'm having a lot of fun playing with him. I actually want to check out other characters. I want to continue to play. But I'm going to be honest, I don't know if I can. It seems that the common feedback that I'm getting is Multiverses is not a good game. Don't play it. I'm not getting any actual like facts or corroboration of that. I'm just being told that. It's a bad game. Don't play it. Well, what's bad about it? Maybe because the connections are a little wonky and it drops, right? Or, oh, it's not as good as Smash Brothers. Well, no one's going back to fucking play Smash Brothers. The game is ancient now. You understand? It's old. No one is going back to play Smash. It's a moot point. So there's another game from the past that's better than the current one that's new. But this is the current one that's new.
Doesn't matter. Legitimately doesn't matter. There's a whole community around Smash. I mean, Jesus Christ, they have scandals over there all the time. All right, chat. That's about as all as I'm ready to give to that. To be honest with you, we'll pick it back up with this in full as well as the follow up to it on the next stream. I have put you guys through enough.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long one. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long one. So I've put you guys through enough for sure. But let me change over the scene and whatnot, and we'll get final thoughts basically, and then we'll call it a wrap. Let's see here. Oh, can I? Hold on a second. Okay, hold on just a second, chat. I can do this. Bam. Okay, so props in the mix, and who do we play out with? There we go.
Hey yo, I just want to say,
all right,
shout
chat.
out to my
Like I said, let me check the proper real fast. See if he has any final thoughts on our nonsense. Then that's that. What are your thoughts, props? Anything you want to say on the way out? Anything that
Well, it was nice to come back. It's been a while since I've done any kind of content whatsoever. Mm-hmm. So thanks for trying to, help me get the rust off a little bit. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for coming through.
So I've also been working on the website recently. Good old Goutopia.net, the alternative to Kiwi Farms, if you will.
Oh yeah, that's right. I need to get an insert for that. I'll get it. I'll get that in there.
Yeah, so we're running it, and I just put up a test site for that. So, people who help me out with coding and stuff like that, because I'm a big dumb idiot, and I still have a lot to learn. But yeah, I got a test site up now for some help. So we're going to be changing some stuff up sooner or later over there, and I got a couple videos on the cooker. So I'm getting back into the game. I'm getting that groove back.
Nice. Before we sign off, any chance of you doing the top 10 moments this year?
Oh, it's happening.
Okay.
You and I talked about that last night.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, I said you start getting clips together, man. Holy shit!
I gotta start getting clips together. I know we're halfway through the year, but like I'm already looking at it, and we're already in trouble. Yeah. We like January to February is already thick enough.
Yes, sir.
Mike Plum docs, all that stuff. We got to go over everything that happened, and I might not just make it a top 10 list.
Okay.
I might just do some highlights. Okay. Or something like that. Just take away the numbers because it's going to be more than 10.
Right.
Again.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So. Big ups. All right, chat. Thank you guys very much for coming by and hanging out over the last 4 hours or whatever it's been. Yet again, I will talk things out with Susan before the next stream. Hopefully, we can try to avoid that situation. Yet again, thank you very much to Proper for gracing us with his presence. I always very much appreciate that. Thanks for all you guys showing up and whatnot, and give me a moment of your time, or anybody who decides to listen to this after effect. Very much appreciate it. Go ahead, enjoy your guys' evening. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you guys hopefully later in the week. Later, people.
Later, chat.
With you, I told my girl I got a new thing, yeah. I hope that this alright with you. With you. Hey yo, someone stole my red bike, so I bought a blue one. If I see that fucker riding it, then I'ma sue one. Got rich, then I blew up, got everyone in my crew one. Ride for my true ones. Yo, I told my girl I got a new thing. Yeah. I hope that this alright with you. With you.